Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. Go to the next. What are you doing? Thanks. Yeah. Oh, God. Thanks. Oh, my God. Hello, hi, welcome to Drop Frames. That intro was cursed. Zeke, what are you looking for? You can't hear me? Oh, you can't hear me. That's what.
There we go.
I was wondering. I was wondering what the lean in there. You were just kind of like, and then I realized.
I mean, I don't have to lean in since I'm wearing headphones. It was for dramatic effect. But
no, it worked. It was good dramatic. It was good.
Message
drama.
received.
Yeah, message was received loud and clear. Hi. It's the first week of June. Our first show of June. We got a packed month this month. There's a ton of stuff happening. Game releases, shows, announcements, all that stuff. We're going to be going over all the announcements that have happened thus far, because there actually have been some with Sony doing its State of Play this past Thursday. There were things to discuss about that, even though it wasn't the greatest show. And then, of course, everything that's coming up over the next week, which there is quite a lot. So we'll go through all that as well as what we've been playing. But first, it's time for the first 5 minutes of the show, which is who knows where we're going to go. Zeke, take it away. Yeah. What are we doing?
All right. Well, the first thing I want to talk about today.
Oh, God.
Is you got the Sony State of Play on my mind.
Okay.
And I just want to say I was hoping. There was hope in my heart. And I felt like I wasn't alone. It was just this whisper of Bloodborne, and it blew away. It just blew away. I kept waiting for like and just one more thing. Just one more thing.
It's never happening. I don't think it's ever happening. I think Bloodborne's done. I think that IP is done. I think do.
Yeah, this last State of Play.
Now that you said it out loud, it gets announced next year.
Maybe that's. I'm hoping for this is like the reverse psychology of the industry.
The Uno reverse.
Look, it's like the end of Batman, right? We need someone to hate. So that good can happen. That's the end of the first Batman, right? So you can hate me for saying it's not happening, and now it'll happen. And then just please like me a year from now. Don't continue the hate. I can only do that for so long. It's draining. It's tough out there.
Yeah, you're telling me.
It's tough out there. It's tough out there. Unless, what if you just reverse jinxed it, Cohh?
A double reverse?
A double reverse.
And quick, reverse it again.
Okay. Maybe by calling it out, that is. Here, let me, okay.
Maybe.
I'm going to read this from the chat.
Okay.
And I'm not going to say the name, but there's a chatter that said the game is so overrated at this point, it's insane. Is the game overrated?
No. Bloodborne is awesome. It's one of the best Souls.
Bloodborne's awesome, but is it as awesome as everyone's like? I mean, like, has it reached like levels of awesome that the game's really not out there?
I really don't think it has anything to do with the rating of it, how good it is, or anything like that.
They just want more of the world. Okay.
Let me tell you this.
No. It's all of the Souls games have either had a remake, Demon Souls, or a PC release. Right?
I see what you're saying.
And it's the stepchild that is left out in the rain because you forgot about him. And it's just like, why? You will print money if you remake Bloodborne.
And let me say something.
It's weird to everybody that they haven't done it yet.
Let me say something that's even weirder. When you take everything that Zeke just said, which is all accurate.
Okay.
You say, is Bloodborne overrated? And I would say no. And let me tell you why.
No, the chatter said it. Don't pin that shit on me.
I saw your follow-up, sir.
No!
Is it though? Is it? Like,
No,
come on.
that-
I know what that is.
Playing,
Come on.
I was doing devil's advocate code.
Devil's advocate. Okay. Oh, I like this. Is this the devil's advocate thing?
Everyone
Devil's
knows that's
advocate.
the devil's advocate.
like that.
That's what the
Okay.
devil does when he's being an advocate.
That's what he does?
Yeah.
but is it really though?
Yeah, that's what he does when
Okay.
he's Zeke
I like
does that dance every
While he's,
fucking
while
week.
he's playing his fiddle.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway,
he's
so
not wrong. I do it
here's the thing.
subconsciously, but I do it.
Yes.
Yeah.
He does.
Yeah.
I've done it. I've been known to do the devil's advocate dance as well. Happens. Anyway, so to go down to it. Bloodborne looks even good by today's standards. Does not look dated. So I would argue that like it looks pretty good. I mean, it doesn't look great.
No,
AAA Horizon,
looks
but it's, I
pretty
mean,
good.
still totally looks fine. But here's the thing about Bloodborne. The thing about Souls-like games is they're all so unique and their worlds all bring something new to it. And I'm talking about specifically from Soft, although lots of them you could argue do the same, even in Lords of the Fallen, Surge 2, that kind of thing. But the thing about Bloodborne is Bloodborne has specific mechanics in the Souls-like genre that we don't see in other Souls-likes, particularly the way that you get your health back and the way that it forces your playstyle to be strongly more aggressive. So I would argue that not only is Bloodborne not overrated, but it is one of the more unique offerings in the Souls-like genre, and I think it's one of the reasons people want to see more of it so badly, is because we haven't really seen another system like that since. And it is really cool and a lot of fun. And players like me a lot of times prefer that more aggressive feel. Like it feels different enough to where you have to think differently, which makes the game, you know, a different experience. So no, I would argue to that chatter that the game is not overrated. And I think the reason you keep hearing people asking for it is because there's not a lot of Souls-likes that you can point to and be like, yeah, that's Bloodborne. There's a couple that are similar, but not that extension of the genre that we want to see from like an Elden Ring 2 or something like that.
So are you advocating for a remake or a second one? Because a second one I'm on board.
I would love either.
Either.
I would love
Okay.
a Dark Soul. I would love a Demon Souls style reboot.
Yeah.
If they kept everything like they did in Demon Souls. If it was just a version of
One-to-one.
Bloodborne, if it was a one-to-one version of Bloodborne that just looked better, ran better, and had more like current day options, awesome. Done. In fact, going back to what Zeke said, it's actually really surprising they haven't done that yet.
It's got to be
Like
licensing.
it's
or
actually kind of
something.
surprising.
There's got to be something weird going on.
That or they're just keeping some money in their back pocket. It may be the kind of thing where they're seeing it like an investment, and the longer they wait. Hey, look at us!
No, you're not
We're
wrong.
freaking talking about it
No,
like
you're
it's
laughing.
a current event
You're
thing
totally
on this
right.
show.
That's why I'm
So, I mean,
laughing, 'cause
yeah.
it's you know, it might
So
be right.
so it's that kind of thing. That would be my assumption. But going back to it all again, TLDR, I don't feel it's overrated.
Okay.
I think there's some very good reasons that it is as popular as it is, and that people want it as badly as they do.
Sure. Well, as was it? I don't know if Mary Kish originated the meme, but Bloodborne fans and Hollow Knight fans were both losers this past week. That's
Very
for
true.
sure.
And a real quick touch on something you said, Cody Abode in my chat said, is the issue is that From Software doesn't own Bloodborne. Sony owns Bloodborne.
Sony does, yeah.
So it could very well be maybe just some technical thing.
I don't know.
A footnote in a contract somewhere.
Oh,
Who
well,
knows?
Demon Souls wasn't remade by FromSoft, was it? I
No,
don't think
No,
so.
that was remade by Blue Point. But the
Exactly.
licensing could have been either. Like we don't know how that worked. So in other words, we don't know who's responsible for the lack of a Bloodborne.
yeah.
Well, I mean, you got the company to do it. Fucking get to it. Get on it.
Yeah, just give it to Blue Point. Seriously, they nailed it with
True.
Demon Souls. All they have to do
Yeah.
is say, they literally could say this sentence, Blue Point, make us Bloodborne reboot, and that would print money. All that has to happen is someone needs to say that sentence to Blue Point, and you get free money. You'd think someone would do it,
Yeah.
because they do love their money over there.
Yeah. That is true. That is true. Well, I mean, we could just dive straight in to the Cohh. Did you end up watching the Sony event? I know you pinged me the day after, and we're like, was it good? And I was like,
You and many other people I talked to had almost all the exact same reaction.
Okay.
And that was a different combination of the letters E and H directly after me asking, was Sony worth watching? I think I asked 7 people that, and I think 5 responded with different numbers of E and H next to each other.
Yeah.
Eh, eh.
Zeke, you watched it live, right? You were watching.
Yeah, Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
And same thing for you. You were Ed, you were Med. You were
No, dude, I was like, man, I hope they give us 2 new hero shooters.
Dude,
I
we
was
got to talk about
fucking
that.
Satisfied.
I
Whoa!
man, okay, so they opened the entire show with Concord, which is the 5v5 hero shooter from Firewalk Studios. And like, man, I feel so bad for that team. Cause like,
That bad?
yeah, well, yes, because you could tell that like there was a lot of work put into it, right? But
Oh, yeah.
and like the trailer was fine, but someone had the perfect comment to describe it. And it was, and I can't take credit for it. I wish I could. They said it was like they took Guardians of the Galaxy and had an AI recreate it. And that's exactly what this trailer looked like for Concord before even the gameplay was shown. They've got their like whippy or quippy main character. They've got their like big Drax slow talking character. They've got the like femme fatale. And like, that game's dead. Like, it's just not.
Wow.
I don't know what happens to that game, man. I just felt so bad because these developers came out, they were talking about how much
The worst part is
passion and all this stuff. It's
there are many, many hero shooters in development, and they all point to the metrics saying how they're successful. But it's like, it makes me wonder because what you're saying is not wrong either. Like there's a sentiment from gamers that like we're kind of done with hero shooters, but just like, there's a sentiment in here where it's like, yeah, we don't really play Call of Duty, and Call of Duty is a massively huge franchise. There's also massively huge amounts of people that love hero shooters. But the thing is it's like I feel like there's going to be a tipping point. There's going to be a tipping point where eventually enough people are going to be tired of hero shooters to where these aren't going to be successful. And when you say things like that, and chat says the things they do, and all of these companies keep making them, it's like, at one point, there's just going to be like this wall of us not wanting to play those, and there's just going to be a slew of hero shooters coming out that just are all going to fail.
Yeah.
And I hope this isn't that time. I hope we're not seeing that right now.
Yeah, yeah.
Because we might.
Well,
be.
watching the trailer, I picture them on the whiteboard with like one sentence that says, "But is it snarky enough?"
Yeah. I had this goes against a lot of my being, and if you've listened to the show for any amount of episodes, you probably are aware of this. But everyone was like, "This is what happens when Marvel films become the like normal," because the dialogue felt like it was ripped straight out of like bad Marvel films, where every line is just a one-liner with like a hint of sarcasm or like a little bit of dry like wit to it. It just. Chat was saying it's 5 years too late. Totally. Yeah. Like this whole thing could have come out 5 years
Cliffy
ago.
B would like a word.
Yeah. It is.
Although,
it's
it's hilarious. I say that, but man, he's trying to bring back Lawbreaker.
Yeah, he is trying to get the Lawbreaker IP back. I saw that. Yeah.
And it's like, dude, do you really want to fail twice? I mean, like what's the thinking here, man? Like every star that could have aligned did for Lawbreakers, and it was a massive failure. And it's just like,
yeah.
Like this is and now we're at an arguably significantly worse time for it.
Yeah.
And you want to bring it back?
I don't know what he sees in that, but whatever. Cliffy B's got
I wish
money.
him luck.
He got his money to blow.
He does have a lot of money.
He can do whatever he wants with it, I guess.
Does have a lot of money.
Yeah, and so the entire time, Zeke, I don't know if this was the same for you. The entire time this was playing, I kept kind of like softly saying, like, I bet this is a 5v5 hero shooter. I bet this is a 5v5 hero shooter. And then right after this, they cut to the devs and they're like, we're so excited to be making a new 5v5 competitive experience. And here's the world first revealed gameplay. And I could show, it looks like Destiny gameplay a little bit with What was that game that Epic put out that was the MOBA that started? Was it Paragon? Was that a game that they did?
It was gigantic.
No, this was like the Epic game,
Paragon.
not Battleborn.
Yeah. Oh, the one that looked like Smite.
Yeah. Oh, it was Paragon.
It was Paragon.
Yeah,
that was
it
Paragon.
looks very much like Paragon from the gameplay. I'll pull it up real quick just so we could take a look, but kind of rough. And that's what they led with was the Concord trailer into Concord gameplay. And we don't have like an actual UI or anything like that, but you can still kind of see what the gameplay is going to look like from this. It got a lot of Destiny vibes. Obviously got a lot of like Overwatch vibes. They were big after talking about this in terms of like...
Wait. Did that guy just get blasted like face first with a projectile and didn't even flinch?
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Like it looks well. You can't say it doesn't look well made. Like the animations and everything it's a pretty looking game, but
the special effects look like they're turned off.
Well, I think that's
like,
probably
when they get hit, they're like super tiny and maybe is that what they're going for? You think maybe?
Yeah, well, I think that might be them trying to combat the idea that like these games can get way too flashy sometimes and just have like too much going on, right? Like that's the meme around Valorant for a lot of people is that there's just too much stuff happening. But they are kind of like not that big special effects, flashy stuff, special effects. So it looks okay. I don't know. The entire time I was watching this, and then later in the show they show Marvel Rivals, and I'm just kind of like, oh yeah, that game's fun. It's my Marvel bias was so strong because I was like, well, I like this IP, so this game's all right. And they announced like characters that I was, I knew that I'm excited for from other things, but it's the same shit ultimately. Like it's the same shit, just wrapped in a different package, really, at the end of the day. And I don't know if Concord is free to play. I think that's a full. Does it say? I want to say that's a full $60 or $70 game. But I want to be sure. Chat, do you know? I heard people saying $70. It said pre-order at the end. Okay, so it definitely costs something. Yeah, the number one comment on that YouTube video is so many people are going to lose their jobs over this game. It's rough.
Wow. Wow.
It's rough out there. Oh man. The most shocking thing about the trailer is that Sony left the comments open.
That's the most upvoted?
Not
that's
most
the top
upvoted,
comment?
but it's the top comment. Yeah, it's up there with some of the most upvoted. It's the first one when you scroll down that shows up for me. I don't know if that means it's like
I wonder what it is about hero shooters that makes people. And I'm asking this because I'm noticing this about myself too. I wonder what it is about that specific genre that makes us so like tired of it. Is it just because there's been so many?
Is it the same thing as like the MOBA?
I barely even play them, and I'm tired of them.
Yeah.
Why do we all have this like crazy hero shooter fatigue? It's not. I mean, there's a lot of them, but it's not like.
I mean, maybe Overwatch just like burned you guys real bad.
You know what? That's interesting. I wonder if it's the fact that the hero shooter genre is just stale. Like there's just not been enough innovation. I mean, the big thing about game design is that they're supposed to iterate on themselves, and I wonder if just hero shooters are not doing that enough for their fans.
Could be. Yeah. Maybe.
I don't know.
It's
weird though. I'm definitely noticing that there seems to be apparently more vitriol. Like it's just strange. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Anyways, that's how they opened the show. Was for their new 5v5 multiplayer shooter Concord from Firewalk Studios.
Somebody just said, maybe we'll start paying attention when they all stop using Overwatch 1 abilities. That's fair. I mean, that's fair.
Yeah.
I mean, what was it? You were watching Marvel and you were calling like every Overwatch 1 ability you were watching them do. Maybe people
they're
are just,
a little
yeah,
bit
maybe,
they're a little bit aggressive compared to the other shooters. But yeah. Like they straight up copied a ton of stuff.
Yeah.
But you're not wrong.
Maybe,
they are very
maybe
similar.
it's just the kind of thing where by the time the person has seen the 10th Reinhardt shield, they're just like, nope. Like, I don't want to do that anymore.
Yeah.
I liked it, but not anymore. Like, that's it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and if anything, like to compare it to bring up Marvel Rivals again, that game will probably do well, and I hope they don't learn the wrong like I hope they learn like, oh, Marvel is a really popular IP and not people love hero shooters. Yeah. I hope that's what they learn. And that
I would
they're
hope
banking
that's why
on.
they're making it.
Right. Yeah. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Anyways,
real quick before we move on from hero shooter stuff, since you are definitely the one that is the most experienced of us on it.
sure.
With all of this stuff, what do you think about Deadlock?
Yeah, I don't. That's. I watched the video showing it. There's like a 10-minute leak where they go through every character's ability, and nothing in there was like, oh, that's really interesting. It was kind of like,
Great.
there's the Overwatch ability. There's that. But where I think that may all look the same. The map might be the more interesting part for Deadlock because it's kind of MOBA-y. It's not just like there's not like corridors that you're being like checkpointed or locked into. It's like a MOBA. Like the maps are pretty large from everything that I've seen, and so you can kind of have like different strategies or gameplay might be a little bit different than your norm hero shooter. I saw that they trademarked that on the 30th of May. So we might get
more smitey than.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. We might get more. We might get a shadow drop of that sometime in June. If
at SGF.
Yeah. That might be something that they shadow drop.
Cool.
But
right on.
Yeah, we'll see. Like graphically, it looks okay. It's not anything like super fancy. I think just like with Marvel Rivals. They have a giant IP behind that. We talked about it last week. Valve has Steam. So if you put new Valve game on the front page of Steam and it's free to play, like that's a giant audience people are just like, oh, yeah, I'll check this out for free to see if I like it type deal. So if they can get you in like the first 30 minutes and keep you playing, it could be kind of successful. At least enough to get people into the game. If they stay there, that's on the game's.
That's on the game's long-term planning committee.
Yeah, that's up to the game ultimately. So yeah. We went from Concord to the God of War Ragnarok PC announcement. That'll be hitting on October 23rd.
Did they announce in the show that it was going to require PSN out of curiosity?
So
Or was that after?
Not explicitly. I called it out because in the fine print. In the like pre-order now full screen card that they used at the very end, I was like, it says PSN required right there. I bet you that's going to be a big deal. And then, sure enough, I woke up the next day and people were like, I'm not fucking playing God of War. I don't want a fucking PSN. Which is it September 19th? Okay, then this IGN article that I'm looking at is wrong. Sorry, that was Concord that's going to be on August 23rd. That comes out this year. Wow. September 19th is God of War Ragnarok for the PC. But yes, the big kerfluffle around that the next day was that it requires PSN. And I'm like, maybe you two can inform me why are people so against that?
So
Isn't it not allowed in a lot of countries?
Yes.
Or
170 plus countries, I think, cannot use PSN. So immediately it reduces that. The big thing I was curious about, a few weeks ago when I was not here, you guys had Rami on.
Yeah.
I think it was around the time of the Helldivers. Did he talk at all about what the perspective of Sony is making all of these seemingly really poor decisions to force people onto PSN? Is there any discussion of like
I don't
why
think.
Sony keeps shooting itself on the foot for this?
No, I don't think he did.
'Cause I would love to get like an industry insider take
Yeah.
on what could possibly be worth it to Sony for getting people on PSN. Like I get the data harvesting angle, I get all that, but I mean, really think about what they're doing. They're not selling their game in like 170 plus countries. They're getting huge PR hits everywhere. Like there has to be a really good reason that they're doing this. I have no idea what it is.
Yeah, I don't. So the inverse is, how does that work with Xbox for like Game Pass? Does that mean Game Pass is not available in those countries if you have to like log in?
I have no clue.
Yeah, I don't know how that works because obviously no one complains about that, but that's probably because they're getting their games through Game Pass, and it makes sense that you would have to log into that service to get said game. Chat saying it's not region locked. Microsoft is in all countries, basically. Okay, so it is just a PlayStation situation of being
And-
blocked in countries. Yeah.
I saw somebody ask this, and I just want to confirm it. Somebody said, is PSN free? And yes, for the record, PlayStation Plus is the one you have to pay for. That is the
Yes.
PlayStation Game Pass. That is not PSN. PSN is not their Game Pass. So people in chat were saying they just want to get a bunch of people on their Game Pass. You do not have to pay for PSN. It is just which is again one of the reasons I'm so confused because it's like they're not getting any financial benefit to load people onto PSN outside of like data harvesting and stuff. But again, why have we not seen any company do anything even close to this?
It's the same thing that happens with a lot of games on like Steam and stuff, where you have to have like it takes you to like Epic like had their exclusive game and then they let it go, but you have to have an Epic account to play the game.
Yes,
EA does it as well.
I get all of that.
EA does it.
Yeah.
Yes, and the thing that I'm asking is that we see all them doing this, but it is more rare to see a company repeatedly commit Sudoku publicly to enforce that. That is new. So
Yeah.
yes, this has all sucked and it's all been suckier, but like you look at like the last 4 months of Sony and their decisions and how they're doing all this, and it is abysmal.
Yeah.
Like it is like they are really pushing PSN harder than they care about their public image right now.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering why. And I'd love to know I'd love to know Rami's take on that. For instance.
Yeah. I mean, it could just be as simple as like seeing line go up for shareholders. That they could just be like, look, this.
You don't think the shareholders are gonna be worried about the fact that the products that they're funding are no longer available for sale in over 100 countries?
You might be able to obfuscate, that from shareholders potentially if you just say like, hey,
With,
line
like,
go
data
up.
saying they barely
Yeah.
buy anything anyway or something?
Yeah, like they're not. Those people aren't going to buy our product anyway. They're just out there lying. They're angry on social media. Instead, we got their data.
I don't know, man.
And we could sell. I don't know. Yeah.
I don't know. It still seems like if it really just comes down to math, then I have to say that like it's very clear where Sony is these days. If the last 4 months just comes down to bottom line math and shareholder stuff, then yeah, it would be very disappointing.
Yeah.
They're going in a very concerning direction.
Wouldn't surprise me if that was the case,
Yeah.
but yeah. God of War Ragnarok joins Ghost of Tsushima, the director's cut. It's just launched on PC. I'm doing a sponsored stream for that later. Had to log in before I could get in,
Which one?
Please log in to PlayStation before you play Ghost of Tsushima. So, it's a thing. And then obviously the Helldiver stuff, but that is no longer a thing. But the damage was done ultimately. Like that was a whole thing that we've talked at length about. So not a good start for God of War Ragnarok, but the people that will play it, and everyone else will just kind of yell. And maybe that's where Sony's at the end of the day too.
I guess the good news is it's already a wild success. So, it's like, at least Sony isn't messing with the sales or the devs or anything like that. So that's good at least.
Yeah. Went from God of War Ragnarok to Dynasty Warriors. It's a new Dynasty Warriors game. It's called Origins. And like, to be honest, as far as Dynasty Warrior games go, this one actually looks, it's got better graphics. Like it's Dynasty Warriors at the end of the day, but it's got the graphics look pretty good. I don't know if that'll be enough to get me into the game, but it's a pretty looking game. People that like Dynasty Warriors, the Jesse Coxes of the world, this is great. This is what they want.
As someone who's never played a Dynasty Warriors game, is it army v army, or is it one super badass samurai guy killing everything else?
Yes.
Mostly that.
Yeah, it's mostly that.
There are armies involved, but it's, I mean, you're looking at it now. Like you play one person.
Yeah.
And you can kind of order people around, but the thing though I'm a little confused about is do we pursue Lubu?
I hope so. I mean, it is a what seems to be Origins. So Lubu, maybe there is no Lubu. Maybe Lubu's not born yet. I don't know.
Oh God.
Do you pursue
There must be a
Lubu?
Lubu.
You might.
Who do pursue Bulu?
The real question is who do like the voodoo that Lubu you do, that when he do the voodoo that he do when Lubu do the voodoo?
Jesse Cox. It's Jesse Cox.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's who likes the voodoo.
Okay.
That's him. That's who that is. This next game. Now, Cohh, describe to me what a game called Infinity Nikki looks like to you before seeing it, and what you do in Infinity Nikki.
Do I have to keep it safe for work?
Sure. I mean, what do you do in Infinity Nikki? If you don't know, it's up to you. What's the goal?
I should get a couple
gameplay.
questions. Is this Japanese animation?
3 questions. Is it Japanese animation? Zeke saying yes, sure.
It's anime.
Okay.
Yeah, it's anime.
Okay.
I
It's
don't,
animation.
I don't think it's really anime because I think it's Chinese and origins, but yeah.
Is it literature of the visual persuasion?
What the fuck did you just say? What does that
Is
mean?
it novel? He's asking. No, it's not.
Okay. Is it about harvesting dulong clams for their meat?
Nope.
That's my best.
Mate, well, I don't know. Let's take a look at Infinity Nikki. Cohh, here we go. Got a cute little Pokemans. We got more little Pokemans. We got a girl in a dress and it's a dress-up game, Cohh. It's a gotcha dress-up game. For the PlayStation.
So it's Final Fantasy X?
What? Final Fantasy? Huh? Okay, you just insulted a bunch of people. I'm sorry, chat. He didn't mean what he said.
It's X2, but anyway.
So X2. Oh, I get the
Do
comment now.
you even X2?
Well,
JP?
you said Final Fantasy X. You didn't say X2. Those are 2 different things.
Anyway.
Okay, those are 2 different
So,
things.
yeah, I would not have guessed this.
It's a dress-up gotcha game with Genshin-style combat, it looks like.
Cool. I think this is going to print money.
Yes. I said the same.
This isn't that whispering thing, is it?
No, this isn't Wuthering Waves.
That's the Genshin thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So is this competing with anything, or is this like a new thing?
I think a little bit of Genshin. It'll probably compete a little bit. I had to do
Palworld.
yeah, look how pretty the environments are, though. Like, graphically, it's crazy. But then you start taking photos. What
there
are
it
we?
is.
What are we doing? I had to look it up because
That clothing is great, but I don't know how they fight in that. That's clearly not high armor.
I wasn't aware of the Infinity Nikki IP. It's a mobile game where it's
those poor
gotcha
girls.
elements, and you get dresses from the pulls, and the pulls give you different abilities. And so that's the game. So, Cohh, when you said it's going to make millions, yeah, it's going to make a lot.
I feel like
Gonna make
after
freaking millions.
after I watched the trailer for this, I felt like, I know they didn't do this probably, but they said, what is the opposite of what Zeke wants in a game? And they said, okay, let's put all of that in this game and print money.
Yeah.
We didn't do that, but
Zeke is like the anti-consumer.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love it.
I'm a loyal consumer. You know, I don't mind, brands and that kind of shit. It's just that particular trailer was just like so much the opposite of me. It hurt.
Banroku. Wait, I hope Banroku's kidding. Well, maybe I don't hope, but I think Banroku's kidding.
Let's hear it. What?
I don't believe the pulling in that game is going to get to the Stellar Blade territory. I would not get your hopes up.
No, it's very. I don't think it does. Yeah.
No.
I don't think it's much more like cutesy and yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't think that's the case whatsoever.
No.
Anyways, it was kind of wild watching that right after watching Concord because it, ultimately is a much more simple game than Concord is, and will probably make about 30x the time.
Yep.
Which, yeah. Okay. All right. Seemingly from the same publisher. I don't think same developer. The next
Stellar
game was Ballad of Antara.
Now this fucking game looks awesome. It's very Soulsy, and I am
Wait, what?
in.
I haven't even heard of this one. Which one's this one?
Ballad of Antara is what they're. I hope I'm reading that name correctly. It is Soulsy. These games all come down to feel and how the combat actually is.
Well, that scene was very Lords of the Fallen.
Yeah. Environments look awesome. Characters look cool.
They do.
Combat seems fun. We're not seeing like straight up gameplay.
Oh, I like
in
her.
this.
I like Lizard Lady.
But it looks cool. My mod is informing me that this is also a gacha already. Zeke?
Oh, is it?
Wait, what now?
It is from the same publisher or developer. Let's see. Let's do some Googling.
Wait, no. But no, though.
Immediate interest lost.
Look at that. It looks like, it looks like a Souls boss with big boss fights and weird looking body horror thingies that but no.
Game Informer writes,
Souls
Ballad of
gotcha.
Antara is built as a Unreal Engine 5 single-player, free-to-play action RPG starring multiple characters called emissaries. Each of these characters sport their own class and abilities as well as unique stories. Players will travel between two worlds seeking out these emissaries to strengthen your force, but the young girl being carried around is apparently the key to salvation. A PlayStation blog post on the game describes your duty to her as such as, quote, you will help her undo the devastation done to this desolate world through trials, twists, confrontation, and witness her growth along the way. In addition to the single-player story, the game lets up to 3 players explore together in multiplayer. Whether they're close buddies, whether they'll be close buddies or total strangers wandering the game alongside you. Developer Tipworks also states they plan to continually update Ballad of Antara post-launch with new zones, story contents, and emissaries. So wait, Zeke, a free-to-play Dark Souls where you get character pulls, is that where you finally get into gacha? I mean, that's like everything.
Why do you think I was saying no? I wasn't saying no, I hate it. I was saying, no, you're going to kill me. I'm going to do this.
Do me and Cohh need to have a talk with Katie before the game comes out? Katie, you're going to want to get a separate bank account.
Separate credit card. Yes, you need to get a separate credit card with a limit, a very, very low limit.
And that'll become Zeke's card. Put his logo on it. He'll be fascinated by it. Just put a limit on it.
I'll just get a prepaid card with the Ballad of Antara logo on it, and that's it.
Yeah, sure.
Can I, babe, can I please have some more money on my card?
I need to get this new 5-star, please, babe. She's a mage and she does a lot of damage. She's great. She's overpowered.
Oh my god.
Just one more pull, please. Just one more pull. Yeah, I didn't realize that was the case.
I played Genshin Impact for all of 2 days.
Yeah.
And that Gamba is well designed. Oh mama.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I just can't I was I have to put this away or it will put me away.
Yeah, well, I mean, is you're the most, I would say, most gambling adjacent of the three of us. Stay the fuck away from those games. Like you do.
Hey, that's why
I'm gonna play Ballad of Antara.
Yeah.
No, JP, what you just said is why I don't stream them.
Oh yeah, because they would get you too, or because you don't want to promote it. Both.
I don't want to promote it.
Okay. All right.
When I first started streaming, I got a very personal message from a gambling person.
Oh.
Ended up having conversations with him, and
It affected you.
first year I decided to not do that. But
Yeah.
yeah, man, like it's
They get
those
you.
games. It's they got you. And it's the kind
Yes.
of.
They
I mean,
gotcha.
it's literally, for me, games are fun, and I love games. But when you're designing a game and there's a psychologist in that design meeting trying to inform the game designers of the best way to pull money from the people that they're designing the game for, nah, man.
Yeah.
That's when
That's when you're out.
I can't do that.
That's when you're out. When you're
But
out.
have you
you're out.
ever been? Have you
that's
ever been
my
on a
line.
winning streak? It's so
Yes.
great.
And I don't want to. I want to make sure no one that watches
great.
me gets on one of those, because then their life's ruined. if it's too long, yes, it feels real
man.
good.
Oh man.
Zeke sitting out here. Yeah, but have you tried heroin? Have you tried it? Like, how about you don't knock until you tried it, huh?
Is that the devil's advocate? See, he was doing
That's
the
a
devil's
little-
advocate.
that's a little-
It's back.
that's a
That
little-
was the devil's advocate.
That's
right
right,
there.
yeah.
He was
How
doing
about we
it.
just get you a little addicted?
He was doing it. It was there. It was there.
I'll even give you the first one free. Go play.
Yeah, I had no idea until today that I knew it was from the same devs, but I just thought, kind of like what Zeke did, that it was just a straight up Souls game.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
It looked like it until you said it was gotcha. I was like, oh, cool, I'm on board with this.
Yeah.
And that's so concerning. That's so
They're
concerning.
hiding it. Yeah.
The fact that
Yeah.
it's like, oh, this looks great. I'd love to play this. Oh, it's gotcha. Nope.
Yeah, that they hide it so well for sure.
Yeah.
For
And the
sure.
crazy part is, man, you realize it's only a matter of time until Sony and Microsoft and all of them start, like, the fact that we
first
don't
party
already
gotcha?
have. Oh yeah, the fact that we don't already have that is surprising.
Yeah.
When we see all these failures and all these studios getting closed down, it's like, oh, you want money? Just look at.
Yeah. There was a new
Oh, Diablo
story-
Immortal. That's a good point. Yeah, we've got our own flavors.
They've got it a little bit. Yeah. I
We
would
got
say
our own
that's.
flavors.
I mean, King was a
I
huge thing
remember-
for Blizzard, for the Activision Blizzard King purchase. But yeah.
My first taste. Do you remember your first taste of gambling? Gotcha. I remember mine. I was a young pup of like real gambling, like not gambling with your dad.
I've never really.
bet your quarter.
I've apart from like online, like a poker table or something like that. I haven't done any like in-person gambling or anything on purpose.
I'll tell you, my first real taste of gambling, and where I got my taste, where I got like the hunger for it, Magic: The Fucking Gathering.
Oh sure, I guess yeah, that is true.
Well, see, you got to be careful with that rabbit hole, because I recently watched a talk with the original founders, the people that designed Diablo 1's loot system.
Okay.
And they literally designed it on the basis of, okay, so every enemy is going to be like pulling a slot machine. And you never know what that enemy is going to drop. It could be a blue item or a white item or maybe nothing. And we want it so every time that the player kills one of our enemies, they get the same feeling of like, what am I going to get? What am I going to get? And I'm watching these guys describe the Diablo system. I'm just like, man, like really? Like that's
I mean,
all right. Like, cool. Like
yeah,
it makes perfect sense, right? I mean, it makes perfect sense. That's what games are.
it's all loot systems at the end of the day. Yeah.
So it's interesting because what Zeke just said, I hear that all the time, where it's like my first gambling was Magic cards or Pokemon cards or something like that. And I'm like, no, man, your first gambling was like probably one of the first games you played. Like you were doing this before you even knew it. Like
That is probably
Crazy
true.
to think about,
I
but,
missed
yeah.
Diablo. Like Diablo didn't get me. The first time in a video game that the gambling thing like came into play and really like gave me that high was WoW rating.
Sure.
For the
yeah.
record, let's make a hard line. We're talking about the mental aspect of gambling, not the monetary losing aspect of gambling.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
We're not trying to equate games to you losing money at a slot machine. No.
Yeah.
Different thing.
Yep.
We're
A
talking
raid
about
boss
the
loot,
dopamine
exactly.
rush. Yeah.
Yep. because you'd be there with like like 3 other people would be pulling for the same fucking thing, and you're just like, need. Yeah, that feeling of like I've done like I don't know a dozen of these raids,
Yeah.
and I finally get the fucking thing.
Yeah. No, that's true. It would probably be some. I'm trying to think like what RPG would have that before like the MMO days, but I'm sure it exists out there.
Well, I mean, I think it's interesting to really think about the fact that the Diablo 1 devs were designing that system.
It doesn't
It's not like
surprise me. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like it had existed. You
Yeah.
know, like they very much were like, we want to bring this into creation.
Yeah.
So,
Makes a lot of sense.
interesting stuff. I mean, yeah. Like it brings up that discussion where it's like, Cohh, you don't play gacha games, but you kill bosses in MMOs.
Yeah,
And it's like, yeah, I
Well,
do, but
it's-
I don't pay $1 every time I kill a boss. So it's a little different.
That's the big difference. Yeah, there's no money equated. But
If I had to kill $1 every time I killed a boss,
it's
that'd be
probably there's probably the same like neural pathways would be used. For example, like when you were farming earlier in Elden Ring, trying to get those
Absolutely.
upgrade things.
Well, and it brings in all sorts of other questions. Like, what if a game has advertising in it and is passively making income generation? And it's
Yeah.
like, all of a sudden, your time is worth something. So, yeah, you're not paying for those kills, but you're getting the company money.
Yeah, and you're paying
it's
with your
interesting to think
time
about.
as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's, fun stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
Oh, you just invented boss tickets. No. Stop it.
Yeah, I mean that's
Japan, down. No.
Yeah, boss farming for loot for the
That has to already be a thing.
Oh,
Buying,
it's in
tickets
Diablo
or something
4.
against it? Yeah, okay.
well. I
Oh,
mean,
it's that's right. That's Diablo
Yeah.
Immortal, isn't it?
well, Diablo 4 you can buy. Sorry, you can't buy anything like that in Diablo 4, but you can farm boss tokens for the ability to fight a boss. Right? It's kind of the same thing.
Marvick says, actually, you just invented arcade machines.
Well, that's also true too. Yeah, arcade machines were.
That's a little different. You're not putting money in for a chance. You're putting money in for a guaranteed playtime experience. That's different. The whole thing about gambling is you're going in with RNG. I guess you don't know the outcome of your skill, but I mean, there's a serious difference between skill-based and RNG.
True, but they also designed old school arcade machines to be incredibly difficult so that it would cost more quarters to get through a game. So there's other sides of it
Which
as well.
then brings in the whole psychology thing of gacha games.
Yeah.
Is everything just designed to make money, Jason?
Yeah, man, that's the whole fucking point. that's where it gets from, man. And that's why
the
we
neat
just
thing.
talk
It
about
is.
Yeah, we just talk about video games. We don't talk about that anymore. Just smile and move on.
Yeah.
And try to enjoy games like this. Skydance's Behemoth. Man, VR games suck. I'm sorry. They all look the same. It's been like 10 years, man. And it's still a hand and it's fucking like, man,
Bro,
like,
Alex
give me
was like that,
Alex.
dude.
Yeah, I know, but Alex was good, man. Like, I got 5 minutes looking at this, 5 seconds looking at this, and I'm like, it's just not. It's
the
not,
thing that this
yeah.
one had going for me is the Shadow of the Colossus, like kind of
the big mobs.
big monsters that you can like see in front of you in VR. That seems like a fairly newish idea.
The
Yeah,
scale and the scope of perspective in a VR game like this would be awesome.
it helps for sure.
Like physically looking up at the giant thing that is in front of you. Like I gotta admit, man, this looks awesome to me.
Yeah, and maybe that's also the other side of that coin for me. Like why I'm so tired of seeing VR trailers is because like a VR trailer does nothing. It's about the VR experience.
Did you see that?
He cut his head off. Yeah, he cut his face
Cut his
off.
face off.
Cut his face.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, great movie.
I want to cut his face.
I hope he shows up in there. But yeah, it might be the idea that like this trailer does nothing for me in this format, but if I put on a VR headset, maybe it would do more.
They should make trailers for VR in VR.
They should. Like, Yeah.
Although no, they shouldn't. Damn it.
Why? That dude.
Because then you'd have your VR headset on and the trailer would be moving you around without you moving, and that's how you get sick in VR.
Yeah, true. That wouldn't work. I guess that is
The only way you'd be able to do a VR demo is if it was an actual like demo room or something that you could then move around and do your thing in. But I mean, that's what you're just talking about a demo, so.
Yeah, I mean, there's like 360 trailers, which kind of would be similar.
Oh, and then somebody brought up the good point. Then how would you get new people into it? And that's a good point too. But I think we're talking about more about the people that already have VR. Like, should I get a new game for my already bought headset? Like, we don't have a good way to test that.
Yeah.
Like, there's no like, yeah.
It's hard. I mean, I think it says a lot that that Sony is going to allow their headset to be used on PC, right? That's pretty rare for Sony to
Pretty
do something
telling.
like that. Yeah. So it might be the state of VR.
There's somebody in chat. Why are you talking to only like 10 people that have the PS2 VR headset?
Yeah. I don't know.
That's
anyone
fair.
that has it.
It's fair.
This is like, if there's an IP that makes sense for a VR thing, I think Alien is it. And like, this might be genuinely terrifying. Zeke, you're a fan of Alien. You like the IP. Does this do anything for you?
Wait, what is this, a new game or just Isolation?
New game. Yeah, new Alien game in VR. Made for VR.
Well, the trailer, I don't know why they put this trailer out at like 12 FPS.
Yeah.
That was a bad fucking look, dude. Because it was just like, it was like stop motion aliens.
You think it actually looks like that?
No, I don't.
I mean, like, look at this shot. Like, that looks,
holy shit.
It looks really bad FPS. That's why they're so quick in all the shots. To be honest, a lot of games in this.
That right there.
Yeah.
That where it was just like the animation, like it was just like, ugh. However, if it is not that, let's just assume that it's not going to be that piece of shit that they showed us, and assume that it's going to be, you know, at the very fucking least 60. That and the Behemoth.
Yeah.
They look good, man. And I've said this before, PSVR for your money is the best VR to get.
Just out of curiosity.
Like back in the day, it was at least. Like I bought 3 VR systems, and PSVR was still the most comfortable, had the biggest library of games, the original PSVR.
Yeah.
So if they keep putting more effort into putting games on the PSVR 2, I have nothing but good things to say about it.
Yeah.
Dude, Resident Evil is still one of the best VR experiences I've had, like by far. Like that was incredible.
Sure.
On that headset. Out of curiosity, with the announcement of the PS2 VR to PC, have they said that games are going to be coming over to PC as well?
From PlayStation's library?
Yeah. Like, are we going to be seeing
know.
Alien and the other game on PC? If so, I would like to play that for sure. Like 100%.
I found that well, that's not the exact thing. I would suspect that I don't think they've announced that, but you would think that they would try to bring that stuff over. Please show we're currently testing. Oh, he took his headset off.
That's what AFK. I'm sorry.
Okay. Well, I'll rephrase this, or maybe not when he gets back. But please share that we're currently testing the ability for PlayStation VR players to access additional games on PC to offer even more variety, in addition to the PSVR 2 titles available through the PS5. We hope to make this support available in 2024, so stay tuned for more updates. That makes it seem like no. They want
no backwards compatibility for the...
Yeah. Well, it's not backwards compatibility. It's just PC versions of their games. They want you to buy a PlayStation 5, ultimately.
Sure. Yeah. Oh, and when I say value, I mean like if you already have a PlayStation. Sorry, I should have said that.
Yeah. Well, the headset itself is $450. So if you can, as far as VR headsets go, current tech VR headsets, I think the Quest 3 comes in right under that. But as far as like, comparable to an Index, which I think is still $1,000, $450 is, I mean, it's literally half the price and a fine piece of hardware.
Yeah.
So,
And I'm not saying get the PSVR 2 now. I'm not going to. I'm going to wait until it has, since it's probably not going to play the original PSVR games. I'm going to, and I would suggest waiting until they build up. If they're going to continue, they need to build up a library of at least like a dozen games, I guess.
yeah. It needs a library for sure. Because it's rough. That's rough. Next game was this game called Where Winds Meet. No problem. Looks okay. I don't know. Zeke, did you feel strongly about this one? I was just kind of like, I don't think this is a gotcha game, by the way, but maybe I'm wrong.
I don't know. Do we even know anymore? I don't.
Which one is this?
This is Where Winds Meet.
Is this by?
That is a good question.
I like that there's a big fish.
You like the big fish? Okay.
Do you like really
big monsters? I love big monsters. Bigger, the better. And that was a giant fucking fish that flew out of the ocean, seemingly to slam on that guy and become a boss fight or something. And that's good with me.
It's from Everstone Studios, which is a Chinese video game developer. I don't know if they've had any other.
This is very Neo. Like very Neo.
Yeah, I think this is their first game.
Huh.
Yeah, I want to say this is their first game. It's definitely pretty. Well, we'll have to see.
Yeah.
Looks like it could be fun.
How it actually plays.
I hope. Go ahead.
No, that's it. That was the end of the statement.
I just really hope that we see, like, again, something interesting and fun from it. We had a recent game kind of like this, that it was just, it's the kind of thing where it looked like it had all the pieces, but it's just like the total package wasn't really great. What was that? It was a little action Souls like recently. I want to say it was I think it was Chinese. What game am I talking about, guys? I was like me and like a Wolong. That's right. Remember that game?
Oh, yeah. Sorry,
Yeah.
I heard Wolong, and I was thinking, is it Wukong? Is that the other?
Wukong is the one that's not out yet.
Yeah, that's the one that's not out yet.
Wolong is the one that came out and like was actually pretty good, but it didn't really do like. I felt like Wolong was really like a decent implementation, but the ideas weren't enough. Like there wasn't enough to carry it. And I'm wondering, I see something like that, and I'm just kind of like, now we live in the age of Wolongs. Like, is it just going to be another Wolong?
Right.
That's like I'm curious if that's gonna, kind of sucks. People are saying it was mid. I agree. Wolong was fine. Like it was I felt
mid,
like it was a fine game.
Mid
but
with
it was
a
not,
positive.
It wasn't great.
Asterisk.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. They showed
it was by like good devs too.
It was Koei Tecmo, yeah. Until Dawn was next up. After that, Zeke, do we need a remake of Until Dawn?
My first words, exactly. I'm like, oh, a sequel. And everybody's like, now it's a remake. And I'm like, no, it can't be. It's got to be a sequel, right?
It's
weird.
I don't know why.
No. It's completely understand. Oh, no. JP, may I? I said, why? Chad erupted with the exact answer that I bet Chad is erupting with now, or going to.
Okay.
And it's obvious. Money is the answer. But, like, why, though? After the money? Like, money? That can't be.
I don't know
the only reason.
I'm reading
it's not
something
like
in
Until
chat.
Dawn made a mint, right?
I need to confirm this. They're taking the co-op out? Because that was like the coolest part of the game. And I didn't even, like me and Barry, like I didn't even play co-op in the later ones, but that was a really cool part of the game. Like that was the most interesting part of the game was the co-op stuff. Am I hearing that right?
No,
they took it out?
Until Dawn didn't have co-op.
Wait. Shit.
Later games in the Dark whatever series had co-op. This one did not.
Yeah. I think Zeke's
right. Okay. So I didn't know the first one didn't have it. I'm sorry. That was my bad. I played with Barry a ton. Barry and I played like, I thought 2 or 3. I thought we played all of them together, but I guess we didn't play Until Dawn.
It's kind of like all those games are the same, Cohh. What do you think about it?
They kind of run together a little bit, don't they?
As someone who's played most of them, yes. Until Dawn is still my favorite out of all of them. But yes, they are very, very similar.
Yeah, they are. Hey, this next one, Zeke, I know you probably passed out and fell asleep during it. But this trailer was, trailer was pretty badass. And I tweeted it out as like, it's probably one of the biggest things that they've done for the mainstream push and like the existence of PoE. But this was the announcement of not only PoE 2 coming to PlayStation 5, but couch co-op. And they're like fully going in on couch co-op, and it's fucking cool. Like, it is really cool what they're doing. They'll show it here. They also got like the PS5 UI. They put out another video after the state of play that was about, I don't know, 6 or 8 minutes long, kind of going into a lot more detail in terms of how it's all going to work. And like on couch co-op, players are able to bring up their UI and do their own things, or they're able to bring up their entire skill tree on their side of the screen, and it's not like super cluttered. But I think that is brilliant. And it's going to do so much to get people into this game. Like, think about playing with someone like for Zeke. Imagine if you had your session that you did, like a decade ago at this point, with Ziggy D, where he like guided you through the game, but it was done through this, where like you're on the same screen. There's a second character that he's controlling, walking around and like dropping stuff. It's a great way to get people into that game. And it further, if anything, pushes the idea that like this game, like they need this game to come out as fast as possible, because
they really do.
The only one is like, it's just in the back, and they're just like trying to keep it interesting.
Can you go back to the logo, a showing of that?
Sure.
Of the Path of Exile?
Yeah.
I want to see something. Now, when you say, I know couch co-op, but yeah, pause it. There's no like 2? Isn't this 2?
Oh wait, no, there's in the back.
Yeah, it's that. It's
not see it?
Shit. Okay, I was like, where's the 2? I was like searching all over for it.
Yeah.
It's behind
they kind of put it
behind the crest. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But couch co-op, but also online co-op on the same screen.
I don't know.
Is that correct or no?
I don't think so. I don't know. I know there's cross progression and cross play. And so if you play on PlayStation, you can bring your character over to your PC and it'll be the same character. That was also announced. But I don't think there's like couch co-op on PC. You would think that would be something that they could do easily.
I would imagine they will.
Yeah.
Like that would seem weird if they didn't.
My chat was very quick to point out they could, but you'll need a PSN account. Nope, PSN.
You fucking ruined my joke, JP. I was gonna say, do you have to have a PoE account?
Yeah, well, they did show that you could log in with 2 PoE accounts on one thing, which was also cool.
That's neat.
Yeah. The other stuff too, in the video that Grinding Gear put out on their own channel, all of the like text on items, the important words are now tooltips. So if it says like stunned, you can click on that and it'll be like, hey, this is what that means. Or like,
that's actually
this stat, this is what this means. Yeah, keywords is maybe the keywords and tooltips.
Massive. Massive.
Yep.
And those 2 things are like a godsend for mainstream appeal.
100%.
And I really hope that does what I expect it to do for them, as a fan of PoE and as a fan of GGG and a fan of wanting them to succeed, because they've been awesome for so many years at this point. But yeah, that was a cool trailer, and definitely not expected. This next one, I can't say too much or I'll get in trouble. Silent Hill 2. That's a video game that it was shown here. I don't have any strong feelings about it, one way or the other. Fans really like this series, and that's all I got. I don't have any other thing to say. What do you guys take it away, Zeke? Silent Hill 2.
It doesn't look great for being a fucking like present day remake.
Yeah.
As far as like the character models, like doesn't look awesome. But like the game is great. I don't think it like maybe like how long ago did Silent Hill 2 come out? It came out
You don't
quite
want
a while
you
ago,
don't
right?
want that information. you don't want to know that.
You don't want to
It
know.
was like 20
that was 73 years
years?
ago.
2001.
23 years. Okay, 23 years ago. Okay.
Fuck.
So sure.
Emotional damage.
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess, yeah, I could see it, you know, being a Resident Evil 4 kind of like remake it because it's like super popular and stuff. Did they remake 1?
No, I don't think they did.
So they just skipped all those. They didn't do the Resident Evil format where it was just like, let's remake 1, 2, 3, then 4 in order. They were just like, Silent Hill 1 wasn't as great.
You know what it was.
Jump to 2.
Hey, which one sold the best? Yeah, okay, do that one.
Yeah, Konami's like trying to scrape money off of its. I mean, they're doing the same thing with the Metal Gear 3 remake, right? So,
Oh, they did a Silent Hill 1 Wii reboot, a remake. Did they? Okay.
oh god, yeah.
Why?
Does that count?
I did what I usually do with these showcases,
count?
and I watched other people watch them. And Jeff Gersman had the best take on it, and it was, man, those Resident Evil remakes are really good, aren't they? And like that might be the best thing you could say from this, because it looked kind of rough. They had a full after the PlayStation show. Konami did like a 20 or 30 minute Silent Hill transmission, I think is what they called it. And it didn't do anything for me. It was just kind of whatever. They announced all the different editions that you can buy. I think they're doing early access for their deluxe edition of Silent Hill 2. I think you get 3 days early access for that. So, or 48 hours. Sorry, 48 hour. Yeah, that's what I took away from there. And then
Could I pay to play it later?
pay to not play it. They haven't developed that technology yet, but it's coming soon.
Ooh, discount to delay.
Discount to delay. Yeah,
Hey, that might be a cool thing.
that might be a thing.
You can play it early for extra. You can play it on the release date for the sticker price,
Actually,
or
funny enough,
you can promise to play it, or you can play it like 6 months later for a discounted price.
we already kind of have that.
Isn't that just Steam sales?
Yeah, that's just like capitalism.
Yeah, that might just be Steam sales ultimately.
Yeah, buy it used.
Yep.
Yeah, by is.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Coolest trailer out of the whole thing, Monster Hunter Wilds. This whole trailer, though, I will say it definitely screamed like Sony was pushing Capcom to get this out for this event, because there's a lot of like low FPS moments in here that look really rough. Yeah. Specifically, some of the combat sequences just look like really not what I want to play in terms of the fidelity of it. But apart from that, I'm sure it's going to look great. They're going to show more of it, I think, on at Summer Game Fest on the 8th or maybe the 7th with Jeff Keighley. He was very quick to get out there on Twitter and talk about that. And like everything that they showed in here from a feature side of things, as a Monster Hunter fan, I'm on board for. Except for maybe the main characters talk. The character that you play will now have a voice, and the Palico will have a voice. That's like, I think fans are kind of torn on that if they like that or dislike that. But it's the smallest thing, I would say. It doesn't really affect gameplay ultimately.
Well, if you were gonna ask me like, what's Monster Hunter Wilds about?
Yeah.
Wilds, right? I have that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would say it's about this blonde and brunette chicks that I don't know anything other than that, because holy fuck, my Twitter feed is just those chicks, like with fan art, and like I'm in love with them, and like all of this shit. Holy moly!
Capcom knows what they're doing, man. They know 100% what they're doing when it comes to what they show, and that Monster Hunter fans will go crazy over the new handler and the blacksmith, which is apparently the blacksmth from Monster Hunter 4U, and there's already like people doing conspiracy boards showing that proof and blah 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 blah. I definitely just want to see more of the gameplay. They had like a PlayStation blog that talked about their focus mode, which I think is what that is right there. And then when he like scrapes this monster, at some point he does like a fully deeper cut. That right there, I think that's another new gameplay addition. Obviously, the mounting and like changing weapon thing is another new addition. And they showed this where obviously you can, call in other players. I hope to God that they've gotten that right after all of the bullshit in World. I hope that that's like
That's
proper...
a great scene to end on for that, by the way.
Oh, it's great.
That was kind of fantastic.
Yeah, it's great. I hope that they figured out the co-op and it's now like a smooth experience where you can just play from start to finish and not have to deal with any of that. So excited to see more. I hope the FPS is better when I see more. I hope that was running on like PS5 equipment, and then the event or the stuff that we see on the 7th this coming Friday is running on PC, and it's running like 60 FPS and looks awesome. We will see though when it comes out on Friday, or when the video comes out on Friday, I should say. The final thing, Astrobot, Zeke, this might be the one thing you were excited about at the entire show.
Funny enough, hey, real talk. That is the title I heard most about from the show.
I think I agree with you on that for sure.
Yeah.
Well, Astrobot is a super well done, 3D platformer, but it's also like it's very actiony. At least the original Astrobot that I played, it's very actiony. It is adorable and cute and has a lot of cameos from other proprietary PlayStation, Sony titles, but also the thing that really ties it all together, that fucking music is just...
It's great.
It's just I don't even use this term a lot. It's a bop.
Yeah.
It's a bop the whole time. It's great.
Yeah. It's just a gleeful, fun game. I heard someone talking about the idea that like these type of games don't get made anymore. And it's kind of true. Like you don't really see this too much these days. And the fact that they're like getting full support and they've been on Twitter and different interviews saying like, yeah, we're doing it. This is like a proper full game. It's not just like a packed in thing. And it looks like a lot of fun. Kind of like Ratchet and Clank. I would liken it to that.
Very much.
I hope it does well in sales, because it is very much like a game you don't see anymore. Exactly just echo what I was just saying. And that's because they don't typically sell all that much. This is definitely a game for nostalgia sake, right? Like seeing all the old PlayStation characters and all the different PlayStation hardware that they're going to have in here. And yeah, it looks cool though, without question. And it comes out this year. I think that was the other big announcement at the end. I want to say this fall. Was it August? And we could just let the trailer keep rolling and it'll tell us. But
It's fun.
Yep.
Yeah, the biggest thing for me is just look at it. It looks so goddamn gorgeous. It's shiny and fun and engaging to look at. It's like all these different environments. Like it's not, like I love Souls games, but even I get sick of gray and brown.
Sure. Yeah. Cohh, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say, I believe one of you guys mentioned it earlier, but total vibes from that game that recently came out that was beautiful, looked really fun. You jumped in the portals between the worlds and they'd all load instantly. What was that? It was a continuation.
Ratchet and Clank.
Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah,
I think you said that. Yeah. This has total vibes like that, and I loved that game.
Mm-hmm.
I did not think I was going to. We like that game was awesome.
It's great.
So
Yep.
Which game?
So that's cool.
Ratchet and Clank.
Oh yeah,
Most recent one.
I even played that. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah. That game came out on PC and somehow looks better. than it did on PlayStation, which was already crazy.
Do you think that the PS5 Pro comes out on September 6th because Astrobot is made to show off the new gimmicks?
No. I
That was from
doubt
chat.
that.
I don't know.
Yeah. I mean,
I haven't been following that enough.
I doubt it. Maybe, but I feel like if they were to tout that, then that would be like a symbiotic announcement.
I will say, with the console issues they've had in the past, I wonder if that makes Sony much more liable to shadow drop it. Because by shadow dropping it, they could avoid the rush, but the people that would eventually want them would get them. So
yeah, potentially. I saw it not necessarily in the same vein, but it does kind of combat the conversation around the idea of a new SKU for PlayStation 5. I saw that there's a stat that only half of PS4 owners have bought a PS5 right now. And so the fact that they're going to have like a PS5 Pro, I don't think that's going to, like, are people waiting for that? I don't think people are going to dive into that just yet.
I have no interest in it.
Yeah.
Not right now.
Well,
I'm probably
especially
gonna have to get one here's what sucks though. Like, the only reason I want to buy a PS5 Pro is so my games run at 60 FPS.
Yeah.
Like, and that sucks.
Yeah.
Like that. Ugh.
Yeah.
I don't like want to give Sony money for that.
Yeah. You're not wrong. You're not wrong about that. It's kind of at the end of the day for us, it's kind of I guess it's our job ultimately, but you're not wrong.
But hey, we're 3 purchases. I mean, we're talking about consumers in general here, so.
Yeah. And that was the end to the PlayStation State of Play.
And like Bear Laugh says, buy a Pro and then play like you got a computer.
Yeah.
I just want to point out that we talked 3 times as long about the conference than it took.
Yes, we did.
Really?
Yeah. It was only 30 minutes long and it was very quick.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it was super quick. I see why they kind of got this out of the gate at the front of everything.
It turned out that was the reason. We were wondering what the reason was going to be. They announced it and they did it because I think they just needed to get something out there for the shareholders, and they had nothing to get out there.
Yeah.
Nothing major to get out there. They had to do something. So they did something.
Yep. Yep.
But what it also kind of shows us is, unfortunately, this goes back to, again, what we were talking about. There's nothing major coming.
At least on PlayStation for this year.
Not on Sony.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like we have no Elden Rings. We have like nothing.
Yeah.
a few cool projects, but yeah, none of those style things.
Yep.
Maybe that PSN account stuff is on purpose to keep us talking about Sony then.
I mean,
Well, they have nothing to show us. Like, we're still going to talk about them.
maybe.
Wow.
Maybe.
Galaxy Brain right there.
There you go, Galaxy Brain. Zeke, I think you watched this. I caught half of it and then went back and watched the beginning of it. The next Indie Direct was on yesterday. You didn't
did
watch,
not watch
it?
it.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't even know it was a thing.
Oh, yeah. Someone in my chat said that you had watched it. Let me see if I can get a full games list from this. I actually can't. It was about 25 minutes long. We don't have to go through every single one. But like a lot of these games looked really fun, and they definitely looked right up your alley. This is like a puzzle pinball-y type game. I'm just gonna skip around. This is like it's like an action side-scrolly type game. I'm gonna forget all the names, unfortunately. They showed a lot of different stuff. This was basically black and white, but top down and not 3D. Kind of RimWorld-esque looking black and white.
Okay, I'm in love. Where do I throw money?
This is called, let me get the name of it. If one of my mods could actually send me the full list.
Wolf be dancing.
I need information on this immediately.
The wolf also has a lot of abs. Like he is
We talking like Like Hecate?
He's like, heck, he's abbed the fuck. I mean, look at that guy right there. Look at he's abbed up, man. He's doing crunches.
The furry king.
Yeah, that guy is the furry king. Yeah, they talked about. They had a bunch of like quick infograph snippet things where it's like 12 civilizations, 16 campaign missions. How many gods are there? 18 other gods, and it's called Eden Universe. Is the name of it. Eden Universe. Yeah, Eden Universe.
Of course, not to be confused with Steven Universe, which is a totally different thing.
Correct. Yeah. So that looks cool. This is another game where that's the main actor. That's that guy right there. It's kind of like an adventure game. Zeke, again, very much in your wheelhouse.
Looks like it might be a point and click.
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
You know what this looks like? What was that really weird? I want to say it was I think it was Russian adventure game with the pink guy that was like a blob. You remember that? It was like the point and click adventure game. It was super weird. Zeke, I think you played it. Help chat. I know what you guys remember.
Your description does sound kind of familiar.
Oh, it does. It's Paradigm.
Paradigm. Yeah, I saw Paradigm.
This looks like a Paradigm. And I am totally here for it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Where it's just like, it's an action adventure game at heart, but it's just really crazy, fun, and zany on the way. Like, that's what this looks like.
This looks.
I'll probably play this.
Looks cool. Let me wait for the name of it. I wish I could get a fucking list of this. There's also
by the way,
if
that's the first time you've ever heard of Paradigm and you like action adventure games, do yourself a favor and go Google Paradigm.
Okay.
Paradigm game.
It's wonderful, weird as fuck.
Oh my God.
Can't recommend it more if you're a point and click fan.
Okay. This one's called Wildwood Down. Coming out this year.
Okay.
Wish list on Steam.
I get it.
Yeah. This is, remember that game, was it Carry On that Devolver put out?
Carrion.
Yeah. This is
very similar.
This is very similar. The story behind this game is that you're
Carrion if it were prototype.
Kind of. It's a little darker than that. You are a recently fired employee who is getting vengeance on his bosses. And there are a lot of ways to kill things in this game. There's just a whole smattering of ways to murder these things, these people. It's kind of dark. So I'll get the name of it here real soon. Yeah, Journey of Revenge.
Chat right now is a trip.
Yeah.
Chat's like, give that game to me now.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, the dev definitely knows what he's doing.
I don't want to play it. I need to play it.
If you want to play it, downloadable demo. Free
A
demo.
lot of these games did have demos. Yeah. What's the name of it, Zeke? Because that's what I'm waiting for on the trailer.
Vin Defiant.
Vin Defiant. There you go. Yeah. Yeah. I knew it was something like that. But very much of the same vein of like Carry On or Carrion, however you say that game. With more murders.
Similar to games you've played. Carrion and Celeste. Apparently.
All because of the font.
Okay.
Yeah, the way it looks, the pixelated graphics, yeah, for sure.
Sure. Yeah. That's about it. That's the only real relationship to Celeste.
Other than that, not so much.
Yeah. They showed this. It's basically a new Wipeout game, but not Wipeout.
Oh!
I
love these games.
Yeah. It's just an indie Wipeout. Looks very
You say Wipeout. I say F-Zero?
These
kind of the
games
same thing.
Are either 7s or 9.5s.
Yeah.
And those 2.5 points are fundamentally dependent on how good the music is.
You're not wrong. Yeah. You're not wrong.
If the music in these games is good, these games are amazing. If the music is like not very energetic or barely there, it gets boring pretty quick.
Yeah.
Another game. This is another set of like a game that I'm like, I'm never going to play it, but I will certainly check out speedruns.
Sure.
Oh, this game. Visually though, this game looks phenomenal.
Now, I think
it's called Unlimited. You said?
I think it's called Unlimited, but I don't like the font choice. That's like
a bit much.
It's
It
got an
looks like
alpha demo.
unlimited.
It's called Unlimited.
I don't like the font at all.
Unlimited. It's
You
like
may-
UNLNNTD.
Yeah.
There's a new letter in between those lines there. It's like a reverse italicized N.
Yeah.
But yeah, it does have a demo as well. I don't know if that was mentioned.
Yeah, free alpha demo. On Steam, what was the next thing?
Gold Snake. Maybe it's Welsh. You're not wrong. I mean, it could be.
Could be. This game looks pretty cool. It's kind of like a like a platforming game where it's really far zoomed out. You got a very tiny character, and it seems like the goal is just to move through as fast as possible.
What game is this?
I don't know the name. That's why I'm going to wait till the end of the trailer.
Is this called? I'm going to wait for you to say it.
I don't know. We're going to have to wait, but it looked cool. I really enjoyed the vibe of this. The music, if I recall, was also very good. And then they show at the end kind of a boss chasing you through a level. We should get the name here. There is no cave.
There is no cave.
This.
Yeah. Oh,
This.
This is no cave. There
This
you
is
go.
no cave.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, like this is no moon. It's like this is no cave.
Yeah.
I'm inside of a thing. Okay.
Not the one I thought.
Okay.
Inky said you
Oh, and
skipped the game.
it's also, by the way, real quick,
Oh.
the entire game we just saw, by the way, one button.
Oh, that's great.
One button for the whole game.
There was a bean something. Oh, never mind. We have a correction. I'm sorry.
Okay.
You're good, buddy.
Yep. This is a tower
Goddamn you,
defense. A pixelated looking tower defense that kind of has Pokemans in it. Could be kind of fun. I forget the name. I forget the name on all these, so I'm just going to be saying that a bunch. That's called Bean Beast. I think that's what your
This
chatter
one.
was just saying. Bob was just saying, yeah. Gravatorium was the next one, kind of a puzzle-ish game.
Was this the... What exactly are we watching right now?
The next Indie Direct. This happened yesterday. I didn't know this was a thing until it was already a thing. So it's just a bunch of different indie games that was shown.
This was a show?
Yeah, it was streamed yesterday. I don't know. I mean,
Yeah, I didn't know about it either. Oddly enough.
Yeah, I guess is.
I put
Jack,
it
did
in
you know
your-
about this?
I put it in the Discord, Cohh, if you want to link it, or if you want to check it out later.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Another game here called. Oh, I'll tell us in just one sec. Looks to be like a puzzle 2D type game. I just want to get the name. That's why I'm not saying anything for any podcast listeners. I'm just buying time.
Looks pretty.
There it is, Nightscape. What is
The game's called
this?
Nightscape.
Yep. This is kind of Cuphead-ish, but only a little bit of it's like
You know
quasi
the word-
Cuphead.
Oh, man.
Last Vanguard is
See?
the name of that. What?
It's always unfortunate when you start stuff like that because the first thing that came to my mind is, oh, it looks like Cuphead, but not as good.
Yeah.
And that's, but I mean, you don't want to, the game looked cool.
Yes. Yeah. But it's Cuphead is. I mean, Cuphead stands in a world of their own.
Great.
It's very good. I got big like Legend of Zelda Gungeon vibes from this in terms of the animation and everything. Kind of like a dungeon style crawler with different weapons and upgrades and all that.
Looks
I saw
hammer
a thing
game
for
called?
this.
Yes, yeah,
Kind
yeah,
of like that a little bit.
a little bit. What were we saying, Zeke?
Hammerfell. Hammerden?
Heroes of Hammerwatch is my chat is saying. That's the one. Yeah. That is called Fellbound. And I believe it's also on Steam. If you want a wish list, we had a little bit of a, this is like mini micro racers. I forgot.
Micro Machines.
Micro Machines. There you go.
Yeah, dude. Oh, I
Yeah.
love those.
Very evocative of that game. There's a new one coming out.
This even looks like, dude, there was that old game in the arcades with the steering wheel that looked like this. You remember that?
I'm
Yes.
an Iron Man steward.
Yes.
That game was so hard because they expected you to steer the car on the car's perspective, not yours.
Yeah.
Like I still can't. Oh my god, that game was so tough.
That was
Oh,
awful.
you're thinking of
right?
I'm thinking of a different game. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
this one definitely reminds me of the old NES RC Pro-Am, and I put so many fucking hours in that just trying to get to the car level. And it was so brutally difficult. Like, you got the car level and you lose one race and you're back to the goddamn SUV again.
Yeah. Sounds like old school games. The name of this one is Super Spec Rallycross. Wishlist now on Steam. Okay, Zeke, this next game, I have to preface it. It was made for you.
Oh God, it's gonna be a SnowRunners thing, isn't it?
No. Like this, I am serious. This is like actually a game made for you. You ready?
I'm ready.
You're not gonna have the audio.
Is it a Suda
oh wait,
51
fuck
thing?
this. No, don't pay attention to this game. This Total Reload is basically Portal. This game
I was gonna say, it looks
made
like-
for you.
It's like Portal. Okay.
That's Total Reload. Here you go, Zeke.
Okay. I have the Indie Direct pulled up, so I'll watch them all later, but.
This one's for you.
Attack to the left. Attack to
Oh,
the right.
smash!
You just smash.
What do you say it?
Special move with the mouse. Yep. I totally get it, dude. That's great.
That's pretty awesome.
That's dope as fuck, man.
It looks pretty cool.
How has this not been made yet?
I don't-
Yes, devs, you can take that quote and put it on the front of your game. How has this not been made yet?
This
This is brilliant.
it's gonna be. I bet you it's really hard.
How has this not been made? I'm gonna buy a keyboard just for this game.
That's what you're gonna have to do.
really
Yeah.
terrible thing about that, I'm looking at this right now, and I know it's gonna happen. The really terrible thing about this game is it's going to be a fucking nightmare to stream unless you have a powerful encoder. Because it
Oh
will
yeah,
just
yeah.
Oh, looking at it,
pixelate
absolutely.
your entire fucking screen.
I was gonna say it would be
I'll be a blob.
Yeah.
for me. It's gonna be much.
This.
It's my issue is gonna be it's very hard. It's gonna be hard to hear me over the smashing of my key
Yeah. It's,
because
Oh yeah,
that's
because you
how
have a desk mounted thing, right?
that's how I will be playing.
it's gonna be very loud.
You do not tap your keyboard for that game. No,
very
friend,
true.
You do not. No,
You know-
that will be.
Zeke, you were talking about the bit rate. This is a really random tangent, and viewers, it's not super important to viewers, but I did see that there is a, I don't know if it's out, but a plugin exists for OBS to where you can have in OBS, you can basically put a little box around things that you want the bit rate to focus on. And so you could have it focus on your camera with more, quote unquote, more bit rate targeting. And then the rest of the game will look like the rest of the game, but your camera will be like normal. And so your camera won't be just like complete shit.
So that way, when viewers watch you, they'll be even more confused when you look fine and the game looks like shit.
yes. Yeah.
That sounds terrible.
Yeah. You could do it the inverse too, where you could be like, I guess at that point you just turn your camera off. But yeah, I saw the plugin for that. And I was like, oh, that's kind of interesting. But yeah, exactly what Cohh just said. People will
It would
be
just
kinda
literally be a
confused.
line of, man, this game looks terrible.
Yeah.
No, I'm wondering, like,
Wow.
but for real though, like, I'm wondering if, like, you could focus on the game and just turn the camera off, and that would help it.
No,
Or
not
no?
at all. We are not the issue that pixelization happens. We are not the problem. So
Yeah.
removing us is not the issue. So focusing on the
Okay,
game,
okay.
that's not going to do it. You could maybe pick like a little part of the game, like maybe the very center. It could look really good.
Yeah,
And then like
that was
the
another
rest of
thing,
it
too.
could look like ass.
Or like Vampire
Um,
Survivors or something like that if you're always in the
Yeah,
center.
dude.
But again, that would just bring in more questions. Why does the center of the screen look? You know, like no,
Yeah.
that's no,
Yeah.
not for us, not
Yep.
for us.
Yep. This next one.
I disagree. Cohh is definitely the problem here. Well, that's fair.
Wow.
That's fair.
This next game, you just drink a lot. I think the goal of the game
Well,
is
this-
to drink everything or maybe poison people. Oh, it's to poison people's drink. That's what the goal of this game is.
Oh, like water and stuff. Okay.
Yeah, it's called Sipsassin.
Sipsassin. Yeah. Okay. It looks like those Stickman games.
The stick
Oh,
animation
God.
stuff?
Well, there's like an old West one that I played a little bit of. West of Loathing. There you go.
Oh.
It looks like those games.
Oh, okay. A little bit, yeah.
It's almost a little Boshy and Meat Boy.
Yeah, very much like
Yeah.
very much that. I got Celeste as well, with how
Tough
that
as
jump.
nails platformer. Fun.
Yeah, Bones Beneath is that one.
Wait, did you just say fun or pho?
I said fun. Yes.
So you didn't answer my question.
Oh, I didn't know you asked me once. I'm
What-
sorry.
like, did when you say that, were you like, is it actually fun, or are you saying this looks horrible?
Well, I'll play it on an indie day for sure. But whether I play it more than that,
I thought you were like, oh, good, another Bocce. Great.
is up to how fair I think it is.
Okay. All right.
Because
That's fair.
I'm
That's
not
fair.
wrong for like there's a certain amount of fairness that people will be able to put up with in really difficult platformers.
And
And
RNG,
then,
like how much RNG and
Yeah, like there's a lot of bullshit that I am willing to put up with in platforming, really tough platforming games. But sometimes it's just like this is a nightmare and too much. Like, yeah. So we'll see. I'll definitely play that. And this Frankendice.
Yeah, I don't know why they went like Frankenstein theme with it, but puzzle-wise, it looks like a fun puzzle game. Yeah. I think there was.
gotta have the hook.
I think this was the last thing they showed, which I'm all for. Like, what is this? 8-bit or 6, whatever bit this is. But the mechanics of this game look like they just not deserve, but that they're wanting more. When it comes to the styling of it, yeah, like it's very low bit, whatever it is, 4, 8, whatever. But that seems very mechanically sound in it. So, also looks hard, very difficult, and boss fight focused as well. So, all in all, I thought this is a pretty good. It's called Iridescent, by the way. I thought it was a pretty good 25-minute showcase that. You know, I don't think we'll see a lot of games.
Sad I had no idea about it. And what's even weirder is you are the first person to say anything to me about it.
Yeah.
I have not seen anything in chat. I checked my
Yeah. Where's my fucking chat on this? Usually they're all over my ass.
Dude,
shit.
when I asked, did anyone in chat hear about this? A wall of no's.
Yeah.
Just.
I woke up and someone joined the chat yesterday and said, "Hey, does JP know this is happening right now?" And I was like, I don't even know what this is.
So no, I don't.
So I watched.
Well, speaking of that, JP, if something like that is happening, you can, we have a direct line of communication you can use.
No, again, to follow up, someone in my chat goes, I said, is Zeke watching this? And someone responded, yes.
Oh, you got lied to, right?
So I got lied to.
Yeah. Okay, forgiven. Yeah. Forgiven, forgotten.
And Cohh was offline. So.
Okay.
Or he might have been playing Elden Ring. I'm not sure.
The one thing I wanted to say about
could have been both.
Could have been both, yeah.
Why the Indie Direct looks so good, and I'll tell you, it's an easy answer. Ready? Every single one of the games is a new IP. Oh, is that what we want? I think so.
Yeah.
And I'm wrong.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Not wrong. Not wrong. And so at that point, we are all caught up. And now, while talking about all the stuff that's going to be happening over the next week, because there are 20-ish shows between now and
we need
end
to
of the month.
figure out what we're doing.
Yeah, we need to figure out amongst the three of us what we're going to be watching. So I will go down the list. The two of you keep your ears perked, and so I don't need to repeat too much. Right off the gate, right out of the jump.
Is it quicker to say, why don't you just read them all, and me and Zeke will jump in if we're not watching?
Are you? Well, hold on. Are you looking at like a spreadsheet or something?
I am, yes. Yeah.
May I look at it too?
Sure, yeah. You can everyone can look at it. It's at jpedia.net. And then you just click on the bottom, gaming events /shows 24.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if it was like public yet.
IGN has one as well that I'll link in drop frames in Discord and in my chat if people want to follow that. It's basically the same information. Right out of the gate Tuesday, I have a sponsored stream that conflicts with this, so I will not be watching it. But it's the OTK Games Expo. Tuesday at 5 p.m. Eastern. And I think that's a 3-hour show. Yeah, 3-hour digital exposition that promises they look at 30 games spanning a dozen genres. You can expect games like Toxic Crusaders, Aloft, Turnip Boy Robs a Bank, and Gangs of Sherwood from that. So yeah, I'm out on that only because I got a sponsored stream for Destiny, a 4-hour sponsored stream for Destiny that'll run straight into that. Cohh, Zeke, are you guys gonna watch it? I'll just include that on this sheet if you are.
So I am a co-owner of Mad Mushroom.
Yeah.
The OTA creative publishing thing. They're doing a thing. There's going to be some Mad Mushroom stuff there.
Okay.
I will probably watch that stuff at a later time. But
Okay.
Since the timing, 5 p.m. is real rough for me.
Yeah,
That's like when I'm doing dinner and bedtime.
Yeah,
So
that's what I
will
thought.
most likely not. I probably won't watch the whole showcase, and I'll probably watch the Mad Mushroom stuff later.
Okay. Zeke, you could
So
solo
it is
ride.
5 p.m. Eastern then.
5 p.m. Eastern on Tuesday, yeah.
Okay.
Zeke, you got to solo cover it?
Man, fuck no. Dude, no way. Are you kidding?
You don't want to watch that by yourself.
Dude, 3 hours of the OTK Expo with you guys was a slog. I'm not doing that shit by myself. You know what? Maybe that'll be the day that I break my, I don't know how long it's been since I smoked pot, but maybe that's the day, because it's been a long time. But maybe that's the day that I light up a spliff and just like, you guys ready for the OTK? Let's go.
OTK, the one true kind bud.
I'm just laughing because I hope that gets clipped and posted somewhere. Of me going, hey Zeke, you gonna watch that solo? And you just going, fuck no.
No, like, okay, here's the thing with
it.
Okay, at an hour and a half to 2 hours, solid showcase. But there is at least, every OTK we've seen, there's at least an hour of shit I do not care about. Banter, all of this shit. Like, it's for their fans. I get it.
Yeah.
Totally fine. But like, I know from doing like E3 coverage, people watch the trailers, and then when I was like, all right, we got the devs of this game, blah, 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 numbers just go, boom, 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 boom. And I know why.
Sure, yeah.
You want to watch the trailers.
Absolutely.
You don't want to watch me interviewing some dev about a fucking game.
Oh god.
And that's why it's a long show. If it was an hour and a half, you bet I'd be there.
Okay. All right. Okay.
I think that's some of the best feedback it could get. Because like the first year they did it was very rough. They got a lot of feedback. It was very rough. Second year they did it better, still rough. So my hope is this year they'll they need to find their voice. They haven't found their voice, and I'm hoping this will be that year.
Yeah, they've got some different personalities on it that they've also hired over the past year. People like Avli is there or are there,
And she is awesome.
She's great. Yeah, she's
and
fucking
she is
really
running
good.
the show this year.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully that alone will help with the pacing.
Yeah, she's really good. So I will.
And you have a conflict, JP? Is that why you're not?
Yeah, I got a
sponsor
Destiny sponsored stream for Tuesday
Oh, okay.
for 4 hours.
Are they sponsoring 4-hour Final Shape sponsor?
4 hour Final Shape sponsor.
Wow.
Yeah. I for some reason I thought that you were doing one as well. I thought they reached out to a bunch of folks
Me?
for that. Yeah. A bunch of
Bro, I don't
folks
even
that
have-
like
I
don't
even
play
have a Destiny
Destiny.
character. What am I going to do?
No, that's what I'm saying. For a bunch of people that don't play Destiny, I thought they were doing that.
Well, I think you know what? I think they can't do that. It'd be really weird if they did, because I feel like the whole thing about the Final Shape is it's basically like a letter to the long-term Destiny 2 players of like, thanks, this is the end. Here's all the characters you loved again. I'll say goodbye to them all. It's going to be really sad.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
I think that's what Final Shape is.
You're not wrong.
So I don't really think that's if Bungie's using that as a chance to onboard new players, then they don't understand the market at all. Like, I don't know what to tell you. That's not. It's kind of like the same thing. I read something about Square Enix concerned about future sales of last Final Fantasy VII entry, and I'm like, dude, you made a giant game based on a 20-year-old giant game, and now you're making 3 giant games where you have to play the previous giant game before you play the new one. By the time you get to the third one, you're gonna have like 4 people playing. Like, what did you think? What did you think was gonna happen?
Yeah.
Like,
and not only that, the second one is 100+ hours long.
And every game can only have as many players as the previous.
Yeah.
So it's like every time you were like, it's only getting smaller in terms of the total amount of players that could even buy the game, let alone enjoy it. So it's like, yeah, that's a little bit of a thing.
Yep.
And it's console exclusive
On one console. No, it's PlayStation
one
exclusive.
console.
Yeah, it's PlayStation
There's
exclusive.
gonna be like 11 sales of that game.
Yeah, it's gonna
be worth like 2 of them right here.
It will definitely be rough. All right, OTK's out. Guerrilla Collective Online Showcase. I'll be there Thursday. I think we
100%.
all will be there Thursday. That'll be
Love
Drop Frames
GC.
coverage. Yeah. That is 1 p.m. Eastern, so normal start time for me. Now, I guess the other question too, as we're going through this, how are we covering this? Are we doing 3 of us in Discord? Are we doing 3 of us on this and all streamed to everyone else's channel? What do you guys want to do?
So I'm just gonna
Drop
talk
frames.
to Zeke about this. I'm just gonna tell you, I am sponsored for a lot of these.
Okay.
All of them are okay doing it on the show with you guys.
Okay.
And so like, as long as you guys are cool, I'd like to just do it as normal this year.
Okay.
Okay, cool, great, perfect. In that case,
Wait, hold
I
on.
think
Normal means this?
Discord.
Oh, Discord. Okay.
Discord.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So like we'll all be now. I will say though, it may be nice if we could. We've done Discord in the past with us all on the screen.
We could probably have we done that?
Because I think a lot of people like to see all of us
Yeah.
on all the streams.
Is it a problem for you, Cohh, to
What do
do
you
the
guys
drop
think?
frames? Just do it as
Like
drop
this?
frames.
The issue would be more with you guys. I mean, I would be doing sponsored branding on
So
drop frames. That's a
I'm-
little weird.
I'm
that's why I'm kinda like-
sponsored.
Oh,
I don't know which ones you're sponsored. I'm only sponsored by
FTS and PC Gamer.
Ubisoft. Oh, you're doing PC Gamer, and what was the other one?
Future Game Show.
Future Game Show. Okay, because I'm sponsored for the Ubisoft one, so there will be some sort of a conflict there.
Okay.
So we could just do Discord, but there
dude,
are
I mean,
ways.
listen. If you just give us a little kickback, dude, I'm cool, homie.
There are ways that we could all be.
I could give you about Tree Fitty.
There are ways that we could all be on screen at the same time on each other's channels. But
Oh God, the guest star thing?
yeah, I think
We've never used that.
we never have used it.
I've literally never used it once. I wouldn't even.
We would have to set up a
let's do
time
that.
over the next
Wait a second.
week.
Wait a second. Would that is that when you look at your follow list and like 3 streamers will be in the same line?
Yeah.
Ah, so that like combines all our viewers, right? And does like. I've never done any of that. We could. You know what? Why don't we plan on testing that for the first show?
We
Seeing how
could
it
test
goes.
it on.
Let's do this. Let's plan for Discord.
Okay.
And we'll test that on the first show, and then based on the test, we either use Discord or that.
Okay. That'll be a big test then on Thursday because Friday's the big quote the big show. Yeah.
We can use Thursday as like a test bed.
Okay.
Good job, chat. We figured it out.
There you go. Boom. That'll be the plan. So Guerrilla Collective will all watch the Access Ability Summer Showcase 2024. That's 11 a.m. on Friday.
I'd like to see that.
Okay. That's way before I usually stream. That's way before Zeke usually streams. That's 9 a.m. for you, Zeke. That might just be a situation on that one. I'll let you know.
Yeah, I will not be there.
Okay, yeah. It might be too early for me.
I'm hoping there's some really, really cool accessibility focused controllers. They're supposed to be like, we're supposed to hear about them this year. I'm hoping we're going to hear about some of those there.
Yeah. We'll see. You can report back to us. I might be up for that. I don't know. I'll have to see how early I want to get it. Summer Game Fest 2024, the big show, starts 5 p.m. Friday. We'll all be covering. That is kind of late for you, Cohh, though. Are you still down for that?
Oh, I'm down.
Okay.
Yeah, I've gotten the
clear.
blessing from the wife. Yeah,
Sounds
we're
good. Sounds good. Yeah.
One time a year, I get to have like these 3 days every day.
Okay.
or every year. So
Perfect. Right after that is the Day of the Devs. I think is that more of a show, chat, or is that? I mean, I'll watch it.
isn't that that's the interview thing, right?
Yeah, is that the interview where it's late though, and then right after that is Devolver Direct. So those kind of all go
Wait, we skipped the Indie 3 event on the 4th?
Oh, we'll go. I don't know what that is.
Okay, we'll go back. We'll go back.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank
Remind
you.
me.
Thank you.
Remind me. One of the mods can throw it in there on the 4th. Yeah. So Friday kind of lines up right next to each other. It's 5, 7, and 8. Cohh, are you clear till 8 p.m. for the Devolver? Okay.
Yeah.
I'll
be there all day on this. I'm there all day, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th.
Zeke, I don't think you're gonna miss Devolver. You'll be there.
Fuck no.
Okay.
May I give you the same answer for OTK? Am I going to miss it?
Yeah.
Fuck no.
Yeah.
My boy Diablo.
Are you guys both wearing your suits, or did those get lost in the jacuzzi?
I was gonna say our suits are MIA. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know
Mine
about
was
yours.
not MIA. Mine was washed and dried
Oh.
by your wife.
Oh.
Oh, then mine might be okay.
All right. Maybe
Thank
they'll
you,
show
Lena.
up. Maybe they'll show
Thanks,
up.
Lena.
Saturday the 8th. Very busy day. Future of Play Direct. Is that the one you're sponsored for?
That's what
Cohh?
I'm sponsored.
Okay.
And then again, they all cleared all of us. So I mean,
Okay, cool.
we can just, yeah.
Cool. That's 11 a.m. on Saturday. Zeke, are you up for that? It's early.
Yeah, I'll wake my ass up for that
Future
one.
Play is usually like one of the top 5.
Yeah.
Top 3, top 5.
Yeah. And it kind of just rolls on from there. Saturday starts Future Play 11 a.m. Wholesome Direct is 12 p.m. Latin America Game Showcase is 1 p.m. Women Led Showcase is 2:30 p.m. And then the Future Games Summer Showcase is 3 p.m.
Wait a second.
Is Future of Play? I
I
think
need to
Future
check
of
what I'm
Play is different from Future
Future
Games.
of Play is different. Okay.
I don't know what the
Okay.
Future of Play is.
That's.
Why would they go with the
I feel like
similar
they need
name?
to ask us these things before they do that.
It's the Future of Play is a, quote, fresh spin on video game showcases, bringing you exciting new games from across the galaxy, inspired by quintessential hype machine Toonami. The show, get ready for this. The show is hosted by VTuber AI broadcaster Melios, who makes it their mission to feature big announcements, brand new trailers, musical guests, and show-stopping galaxy premieres. Season 5.
An AI host?
Yeah, AI host. It'll stream live on YouTube, Twitch, IGN, and GameSpot.
YouTuber.
Yeah.
Do you mean is it? Oh wait. Are we getting confused? Okay, chat's saying it's not AI. It's a VTube.
VTuber
Yeah,
AI broadcaster Melios.
Oh, they use both words. Oh shit.
Both of them. VTuber
Is that
AI
like a
broadcaster
well-known person?
Melios. I remember it from last year.
Melios.
Yeah, chat said they
Oh, like
remember it from last year.
Melios. Oh, okay. I see. Huh.
Well, that starts at. Okay. We're getting live editing here from the mod team.
This just in, breaking news.
Yeah, no. That starts at 11 a.m. on Saturday.
Okay.
Oh no, Ocelot is changing the fucking spreadsheet.
Is it that or sultry badger? We don't know.
Should we? Do you guys want to? I mean, 11 a.m. is pretty early. Again, that's 9 a.m. for you, Zeke. 10 a.m. for me.
We're getting hacked in real time.
We are.
We
But
are.
it
Very
leads-
nice hacker. This is great.
It leads to the rest of the day. It really goes 11, 12, 1, 2:30, and then 3. I think, Cohh, you're sponsored for the one at 3, and that the Future Game Showcase is usually really well done.
Future Games, is the one. I don't think it's of play. I'll confirm
Okay.
that, but I don't believe so.
Yeah. I will probably watch all of these. If you guys are around, we'll watch them.
Future Game Show, hour and 30 minutes.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
I'll get up for this.
You'll get up for all of it?
Great.
Yeah.
Great. I'm filling it in then. That's a lot of showcases next Saturday.
I am going to be here for sure for Future Play, Devolver, and the thing is I want to get a little bit of Elden Ring in. So I'm trying to figure out like where I can like which ones do I need to watch and which ones can I maybe get away with not watching and
Sure.
get like cliff notes later, because I definitely am slightly addicted.
Yeah.
And I don't want to like just let that play through flounder for like 4 days. So
Yeah. There is a time.
I may like wholesome Like some of the lesser known ones I may not be there for. Just an early heads up.
Okay. Yeah, we'll keep an eye on it then. I think the Wholesome Direct and Indie FPS Summer Showcase are time conflicting with one another, but we'll mods put a maybe on like everything from future to there on that. Make that all maybe, because I'll be there.
Not wholesome, correct?
I'll be there. Zeke will probably be there. Cohh might do Elden Ring, but then we're all going to watch the Future Game Showcase at 3 for sure. And then next Sunday,
I love you guys. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to be honest here.
No. Yeah. I get it.
Yeah,
I get it. The Xbox Game Showcase happens at our normal start time next Sunday at 1 p.m. That's probably one of the big shows that'll be covered. And then right after at 4 p.m. is the PC Gaming Show, which we're all going to be there for.
Xbox this year is going to be rough. It's going to be real rough. Because it's going to be a lot of, are they going to talk about the layoffs? Are they not going to talk about the layoffs? What are they going to like we are at an all-time level of unaware of what Microsoft is doing right now.
Sure.
I don't know about you guys. I'm not hyped for their showcase this year.
I wouldn't say that I'm hyped. To answer are they going to talk about the layoffs? Absolutely not. Why would they?
Yeah. No, I would assume. Well, I
don't think that they.
Do you think they may make some kind of amorphous commentary about game dev being hard or everyone doing their best, or you think they're just going to totally ignore the layoffs?
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I think it's fair.
Okay. From a marketing and PR standpoint, why would you talk about the pile of shit next to you?
The reason you would do that is to show that you have the slight vestige of a soul remaining in your nearly empty body.
I don't know if people think they've got that even. I agree with you.
I'm just wondering if that would be the reason. But
sure. Yeah.
That's cool. That's fine.
Yeah.
And no, for the record, if you want to talk foundational, it's because the layoffs were a huge amount of bad PR, and there's absolutely a tasteful way that they could address those to help with that. That exists.
Yeah.
Will they do it? No. They'll probably, just like JP said, say it's not worth the risk. It could be taken poorly, and they just won't say anything.
Yeah.
It's one of the reasons I asked the question. Do you think they would? But yeah, I agree. I think you're right. I think they'll think it's too risky, and they just won't say anything. But it's unfortunate.
Yeah, it's 100% unfortunate. I mean, there will probably be games that are shown at that event from people that worked on it that are no longer at the company that because of the layoffs. Without question, like it goes even more soulless than not talking about it. Like
that's true.
Yeah. I don't even think Keighley will talk about any of that in the opening of the show. Do you? For Summer Game Fest, do you think he says anything about it?
After last year, I think he's made it very clear that he wants to keep his shows. I think he's made it clear the type of content he wants on his shows.
Sure.
And I think that's fine, and I think that's his decision, and that's I don't think he has to do anything. So whatever, that's cool. But from what we've seen, no, I don't think he'll address it. I think people that are there for their games may address it, just like the winners at the Game Awards. I think that we will hear, but no, I don't know if we'll see like the machine.
Yeah.
I think you're right. I think you nailed it with that. It's just not worth the risk.
Yeah. I echo what you said in the fact that what's that? You read a comment?
Yeah, just someone
just got to wrap it up.
Like he'll mention it if Kojima mentions it first.
Yes, he will. Yes, he will. That's true. That's true. No, to echo what you said, Cohh, I don't think I'm necessarily excited for the Xbox game showcase. I'm hoping that because I'm entering with like very little hype that I come away from that show very excited.
Yes.
I hope that's the case. And I hope
I do want to say I should have said I'm going in with no hype, not because I'm not excited about what's there, just because I'm not excited about the future of Microsoft.
Yeah.
Like I really hope we see some hopefully good things about Avowed. Like that's my biggest hope. I hope they show Avowed in a way that makes it look really good. Because they haven't really done that yet.
Yep.
They've showed Avowed, but I feel like it's been more like the reception has been not great. It's been okay.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are like, that game doesn't look good. So I hope that they can deliver Avowed in a more positive state. We'll say.
I agree. Yeah.
And Fable. I want to see more
Fable. Yeah. I mean, it's you really when you start to look at everything under the like Xbox flag now, it's wild the amount of shit that could show up at this event. And I want to. Is the event really 3 hours long, or is there like a 30 or hour long break between this?
I
and
wouldn't
PC
be
gaming?
surprised if it was with as many. I mean, with the amount of studios that could have their own. Like, dude, the In Exile game could be huge on its own.
Yeah.
Avowed is going to be a big thing. They're also working on Outer Worlds 2. That's going to be a big thing. Like, there's tons of time. 3 hours doesn't seem like a lot anymore.
Yeah.
The amount of companies under that umbrella.
If anything, it'll be so it's the Xbox Game Showcase, and then it leads into the Call of Duty 6 Black Ops Direct. If anything, I bet you it's a 2-hour showcase and then an hour on Call of Duty 6 or 30 minutes. Oh no, Chad is confirming they've already said that COD is 1 hour, so that's probably the schedule then for them. And the other, I mean, Blizzard's notoriously been kind of always sticking to BlizzCon for all of their announcements. They've already announced there's no BlizzCon this year. So maybe we get like Blizzard stuff thrown into all of this. Maybe we get the Diablo expansion announcement, whatever that is, and we get information about, new class or something. Maybe we get the WoW expansion release date. Overwatch 2 is a hero shooter. Those are big right now. Maybe that's there in some form.
Overwatch 2 is a hero shooter?
It's true. Yeah. Have you heard about that one? Have you heard about Overwatch? It's Overwatch, but 2.
So you're saying it's just another Overwatch clone? Is that what you're saying?
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay, are y'all confused? All right. Anyway.
There's a lot of stuff that could show up there. So maybe that is enough, like, to just coast into there with let's see what you've got. Show us all the stuff you've bought.
As the only person that's actually somewhat excited for this, we may actually get some information on the Starfield expansion.
Yeah, I bet you that's there.
That'd actually be kind of cool. Yep.
That's probably there.
And the reason I remember that is somebody just said, Cohh, what do you want from the Starfield expansion? Not Starfield.
Did you go back to that game and with the recent update that they put on it?
No, not yet.
Have you heard?
I'm saving that all for the expansion.
Okay. I heard it was. I've seen people talk favorably about it, but I haven't spoken to anyone directly.
There's been some good changes.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
No, and for the record, when people said that I don't want Starfield, so the whole thing that made Bethesda games so special is their giant handcrafted sandbox areas. And Bethesda was like, yeah, well, F you, we're not going to do that anymore. So what I'm hoping is that in the expansion, we land on a planet and then get a Skyrim-style handcrafted level to explore. And if they do that with the expansion, if they give us a classic Bethesda sandbox in an expansion, I would like that. I would like that more than some procedural generation gimmick thing that they put in there. I would like them to do
I know what I'm getting for your birthday then, Cohh.
Anyway. Is that going to happen? No, probably not at all.
Bethesda sandbox.
Thank you. But no, so it's that kind of thing. And for everyone going so young, so naive, I mean, look at what happened with Starfield. I mean, Starfield came out and literally, like, yeah, it sold well, but the overall reception was, this is not Skyrim.
Yeah,
and it's weird, and I don't like it. So from Bethesda's point of view, what if they were like, okay, so why don't we add an expansion in that everyone's asking for, and then maybe they'll buy the base game because they like it now.
Do you
like, what if they made an expansion that added in all that stuff that everyone's saying they want from the game, and then they had to buy the base game to play the expansion?
What do you think they talk about from Bethesda's point of view? What do you think they talk about Fallout?
Game Pass for the win. Stop it.
What do you think they talk about Fallout here? Being the super success. I mean,
76.
You think it's 76 updates?
It is all 76 now. And that's because they know they can't talk about 5 because everyone knows it's 10 years away. and they need to monetize Fallout from a gaming perspective. So it is all 76 right now.
Okay.
Unless they announce some awesome thing like we're using a different studio to make Fallout 5, in which case that would be, you know, hey, Sven, come out and tell us about your next project. You know, it's like,
that'd be pretty megaton.
yeah. That would be the
megaton.
announcement, right? Absolutely. Yeah. So, you know,
all
like
out
that.
New Reno, let's go, or New Atlantic City or something.
Yeah, that would definitely be big, without question.
Nope. No, for the record, everyone that says obviously Obsidian, no, Obsidian is working on Avowed. And then Obsidian has Outer Worlds 2, and when both of those come out, they don't sell as well, and the studio gets closed. Then who's going to make it?
Correct. Correct. Yeah.
You know, I say that as a joke, but the second I ended that, my heart like sunk a little bit because I realized like I just made a joke about an absolute potential reality.
Yeah,
that absolutely could happen.
The track record is there at least. It could definitely happen.
Josh Sawyer isn't working on anything. I think Josh Sawyer is the creative director at Obsidian, so I think he has his hand in like all of the projects. I just don't think he like is a lead on any project. I think he's just like involved in whatever Obsidian does. At least I think. I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I believe he has his fingerprints pretty much everywhere.
Yeah. It'll be an interesting showcase regardless. I think we'll also kind of have Friday 2 days prior with Jeff's shows kind of setting the tone in terms of what to see, what to expect, maybe.
What gets leaked.
Yeah, what gets leaked. There's already been a handful of stuff specifically for the Microsoft show that has been out there and leaked, not confirmed or anything like that, but all but confirmed, I guess what you could say.
Is Larian going to show up at all at SGF? I would say probably not.
I don't think
And if
so.
anything, if they do show up, it's going to be to promote Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah.
That's what I think. I don't think we're going to hear anything about
Are there any platforms it's not on yet? It's
Oh,
on
maybe.
I mean, I guess mobile would be the only, but that game can't run on mobile, right? Like there's no way that it could process all that shit in the background. A Switch? Yeah, unless it's streaming. I don't think Nintendo even cares.
Dude, Baldur's
About
Gate
that.
is still, from what I understand, it's still selling well. Like, that game is killing it still.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe the Switch too, maybe. What about the PC gaming show? I feel like the PC gaming show, it's just watching Day 9 and Frankie.
Day 9 Frankie, and there's a third one this year.
Yeah, Mika Burden, who was there last year as well. But like I'm not discrediting them, but like that's why I tune in for the show, because the games are always kind of hit and miss. I've never walked away from a PC gaming show and been like, God, I can't wait for X. It's like they did a really good job hosting. Frankie and them were great. Mika was fantastic. Like, I've never had a huge pull towards anything at a PC gaming show. I don't know if that changes this year because I don't know what else is going to be there. Maybe that's where the Valve thing is. Maybe that's where they drop Deadlock, I guess.
Maybe.
Yeah, we'll probably see some PoE 2 stuff. They'll have the new Stormgate video. 10 people are excited. I don't know. I don't know what the big thing is there. Was that where Titan Quest 2 was announced last year, chat? Okay.
Well, the PC gaming show, I like it because it's so broad of a category that could be like all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
Interesting little side note. Someone in chat actually pointed out that Sven, owner of Larian, posted a tweet saying he is not flying to LA next week.
Well, there you go.
So, there you go. Thanks, Sven.
Yeah. Short and sweet.
But he will be sending in suit of armor. So
in his
that.
place.
Oh, we'll see a lot about Stalker 2.
Well, that'll be at the Xbox showcase, right?
Mm-hmm. I hope so. We didn't mention it during that. But
Yeah.
I really hope we get like a lot, because we're still supposed to see that game this year.
Yeah, that's still scheduled. Is that September? They put a release date on that, right?
Somebody told me it comes out during TwitchCon,
Really?
which is
That would, is that October
Dang.
then?
that's September.
Oh, that's okay. Sorry.
TwitchCon's late September.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was not aware of the dates on that.
Oh, it's September 5th? Is it late September? TwitchCon's late September.
TwitchCon's 19th to the 23rd. I mean, excuse me, 21st or 20th through the 22nd. I'm sorry, I was looking at my flights.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
September
Those are
5th
mine
is
too.
Stalker 2.
Nice, Zeke. Oh yeah.
Yeah, so you're fine. September 5th is Stalker
good.
2. So
Okay, great. So wait, what was he? Oh, somebody said, what about CD Projekt Red?
At PC Gaming Show?
PC Gaming Show? I think that'd be more a main SGF thing.
Yeah, if anything, that would be main SGF, yeah.
But also, like, what would CD Projekt Red, like, they just wrapped up. They said Cyberpunk is done, right?
Oh,
Yeah,
they
so,
have
like, what would they even
5
show?
different projects that they're working on.
They've got
at
a
this
lot
point-
of
Do they?
stuff.
I haven't
yeah.
heard anything.
Oh God,
I'm
they actually
sorry.
do. They're working on a Witcher multiplayer game. They're working on a new Witcher. They're working on Cyberpunk 2. They're working, which is called Project Orion. They're working on a. I mean, there's like
I
a.
wouldn't think they would have anything to show for those yet.
They might. That's the thing. We don't know.
Yeah,
I mean,
maybe
they've
a
got
dark
what they're eventually.
trailer.
What they know is they know one of them's coming out first. We don't. Like they've announced a bunch of projects. We have no clue. Like. what
They're
with
doing
them.
a Witcher 1
So-
remake?
They're doing a Witcher 1 remake as well.
Oh, that's
so it's like
that's
that's
an
on
easy
top
one,
of
then.
everything.
Yeah.
Well, but that's the thing though. We don't know when that's coming out. So I mean, the thing about CD Projekt Red at SGF is it might give us a hint on like what's coming next from CDPR because we don't really know.
Yeah, maybe. I think that would be a summer, that'd be an opening thing at the opening showcase, yeah.
Yeah, Witcher 1 needs a remake.
Yes, yeah, it does.
Desperately.
That's an old game. That's
One of the
old
worst
I
control
played it and
schemes in an RPG ever.
That's old.
I played it as it was, and I enjoyed it. Like, and I'd never played a Witcher game, and I played that, and I was like, "This isn't so bad.
It's
Not
a
so
great
bad."
game. It's a great game.
I started thinking about Xbox again. I want to jump back to it and just see if the two of you, do you think Xbox announces that they're buying any new studios? Like 100% honest. Do you think that is a thing that they bring out someone from a studio that they announced that they bought? Because they did that with Double Fine a couple of years back, right? I don't think it's like a giant
that's true.
studio, but it could be
Brother,
some of the smaller
that
studios.
would be one of the most awkward things
Yeah?
that has ever been seen. Okay,
because of all of the recent news, yeah.
I'm not going to say it, but let me just put it this way. There was a major person in media who has a manslaughter charge for running someone over in their car, and they recently posted a picture of themselves in their car on the thing. You can imagine how the comments were of that picture. That's what Xbox would be doing. If they were to bring out a person and be like, this person is joining our team, the entire internet would be like, wow, that guy's real dumb. He's a real dummy.
Well, I mean,
Please, someone go talk to him because he needs some help.
yeah.
Like,
It feels like all right, we got Spock, we got Bones, we got Uhura, and we got a new red shirt guy.
yeah, exactly,
Come on,
exactly.
Red
It'd
Shirt
literally
guy,
be like,
let's
oh,
go."
look, come meet our new studio, Red Shirt.
God, you actually
Red
just,
Shirt
Red
Studio.
Shirt Studios.
That's right. Welcome to the team,
Red Shirt Studios.
Red Shirt Studios.
you just reminded
yeah,
me. This will be the first time that we're seeing Phil since all those.
Are we? Have they confirmed it?
Well, no. I mean, if like, that's
Maybe.
true. Like he's got it.
He could be pulling an Uncle Pete after 76, man. We might have seen him for half a year.
It goes both ways. If he's not there, that's like a massive statement, and if he is there, that's also a big deal. Like he's in a situation where he's damned if he does and damned if he doesn't.
What would be the big deal if he's there? That we've
Well,
lost him?
it's just the first time we've seen him since all of that stuff happened. He hasn't said or done anything publicly since any of that, right?
Has he?
IGN is interviewing him live
we
right after the show. Okay, so he'll probably be there then. Yeah.
Okay.
God, I mean,
So tell me if this is a possibility. Microsoft will buy Embracer Group.
You know what the worst part is? You know what the
Thanks,
worst
Shadog.
part is? Embracer probably right now is ripe to be bought, or at least have
Yeah.
things bought from them. So the idea of somebody buying them, I mean, we just saw Saber essentially buy them like themselves,
By
back from
themselves,
them
yeah.
and other stuff when they left.
yeah.
So like, you joke about it, but it's in the best state for buying it could be in.
True.
So,
Yeah, buy low, sell high. Right? They're pretty
Yeah.
low.
dude, especially, did you hear about what the Embracer head recently said? Little random
Something,
news.
Yeah.
Basically, like, should $70 be the most we play for a game? I'm just gonna ask the question. It's just like,
Yeah. Yeah.
no.
Sounds about
No.
right.
Of all the people in the world who should not be asking that question, of every human on this spinning globe that should not be asking that specific question.
Oh, man.
Yeah, and then
trying to come
it's
up
okay
with,
though, because
like-
he followed it up with asking for a friend, so we're fine.
He saved him.
I'm trying to come up with like because it's just a great mind, like a thought experiment for me to come up with names of studios that Microsoft would buy that have like indicative names of what's going to happen to them, like Red Shirt Studio,
Yeah.
House of Cards Studio, or something like that. Like,
I mean,
I want
look,
chat's help. The chat participate with me,
Dude,
and tell me like,
think-
what other studio names
No,
would
no.
Microsoft be apt to
Any-
buy?
I would
Any
say,
studio from Dave Oshry. We hate money.
I would say don't do that, Zeke, because you'll spoil the Devolver Direct on Friday.
That's true.
Oh shit, maybe.
You have to expect Devolver goes in on that for at least one joke, right? Where it's like, yeah, we just bought Red Shirt Studios or something, right? They're gonna at least do one joke on it. They have to.
I wonder if Clara's watching Dot Frames like,
Yeah, where it's just writing that down. Yeah.
Ooh, Cannon Fodder Studios. I like that one, Ruge.
oh, that's a good one. Wait a second. I think that, hold on.
Does Cannon Fodder Studios actually exist?
Oh, maybe it is. Yeah.
Oh, no, it was a series of war games. Dang it. I knew I'd heard
yeah,
Cannon
yeah,
Fodder.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, oh, yeah.
okay.
Oh,
Sand
okay.
Castle
Damn.
Studios. That's a good
One
one.
of the games. Yeah.
Yeah.
Funny.
Meat Shield.
Titanic Studios?
I love
Oh,
it.
that'd
yes.
be good. That'd be good. Yeah, they could
Oh.
do all those. They're gonna steal all those.
Titanic wouldn't really work because the Titanic got sunk for its own faults.
Well, that you can't look into
True.
the joke too much. You're like that's you're reading. That's when you go.
But
too
I think
far.
Titanic Studios agreeing to be bought, right?
Yeah, yeah. Anyways, PC gaming show.
Under the bus. That's a great.
I feel like the
Under the
PC
bus
gaming show. I was asking like, what are you guys looking forward to? It
Red
sounds like
Wedding
just the
Studios.
host.
Come on. Okay, anyway.
Sounds like just the host.
Yeah,
on that
I
one.
don't. It's a grab bag. The PC gaming show is just
Yeah.
a grab bag, and
I've always
you
liked
know,
it. It's
Yeah.
it's worth watching just for them. Like I don't even care what games they show.
Yeah.
They make it the PC gaming show is arguably one of the most entertaining showcases.
Yes, that's a good way to put
So
it.
yeah, it's a no-brainer to watch.
That's a good way to put it. Monday, the next day, Ubisoft is jumping up at 3 p.m. This 3 p.m. Eastern. Zeke, I think Cohh and I are both in. That's your day off. Are you in for Ubisoft?
yeah.
Okay.
Just put me in. If I don't show up, just put like a little like of me there.
Okay. That works for me. Yeah, that'll have what? Like, I guess Assassin's Creed will probably show up there. The Star Wars game. Do we have anything that they haven't? I guess we'll probably see what gameplay for that Assassin's Creed thing because they've only showed the cinematic stuff.
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah. Splinter Cell is always the hopium.
Didn't they make a mobile game of that recently or something?
They made a mobile game where Sam Fisher was in it, I think, but I don't know if it was
okay.
an explicit Splinter Cell game. Maybe Far Cry 7. I think it would be Far Cry 8. Didn't Far Cry 7 already happen? 6
No,
was
Far Cry 5 was Montana. Far Cry 6 was Giancarlo. So Far Cry 7 it would be the next one.
7 is the next. Okay. God.
There you go.
Yeah, that kind of puts
Skull and Bones.
Do you think Skull and Bones is there?
I absolutely think it
Probably
will be.
another
I think it'll
season,
be-
right?
I think
Another
I
season
think
announcement?
Ready for this? I don't not only think it'll be there, I bet they're gonna push it. Because
Double
I
down?
bet you I think they're gonna double down because I think they need to get every single penny they can out of that. I think that's like a rag they gotta wring the water out of. I'm serious.
No, you're not
No,
wrong.
no, I'm
but
serious.
That's a great way
7 years of development with that many people and that many studios, and the game is like that. Like, yeah, they better get as much out of that as they can.
to. Oh,
Like, come on, man.
no.
You think I'm wrong?
No, I don't think you're wrong at all. It's just like
No, especially on their.
We gotta squeeze that for
proprietary
all the
showcase.
A's.
Yeah.
We gotta get every A we can out of that game.
Yeah.
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 Well, it's on
Right.
their own proprietary showcase, so they don't got to pay like the advertising fee to like anybody
Right.
else. Like, so yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Yeah, the quadruple A, the quintuple A, Jesus.
Lil Ben says it's sad that Skull and Bones is a pirate game about a sunken fallacy joke.
Jeez. That is
not
true.
not wrong.
Yeah, not wrong.
Yeah.
Not wrong.
It's pretty.
Arvik
though.
says they've been keeping For Honor up for a long time. I see them doing that for Skull and Bones too. You know, honestly, I mean, it's the kind of thing where it all depends on how much it costs them to keep the Skull and Bones servers running and everything. Like
Yeah.
it's an input-output situation. And I don't know if Skull and Bones deals with at the same level as Skull and Bones does. But you're right. I mean,
For
here's
Honor
the thing,
does
though.
at the same time.
People
yeah.
like For Honor, like a lot. Like it has a pretty.
It'll
like,
probably be there at the
solid-
showcase.
Yeah. Like For Honor has been trucking along for, God,
A
8 years?
while.
7 years.
Same
it's
as
been a long
Rainbow
time.
Six.
Skull and
Yeah.
Bones does have a community, but unlike For Honor, which has like the competitive PvP angle to drive everyone forward, like Skull and Bones players kind of have like you get like you're done. There's like a done point in Skull and Bones where like if you're not good at PvP, like there's nothing else for you to do.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know, man. I don't
I'll always be a soft
not
spot
really
in my
sure.
heart for Honor because I got to meet Aquaman.
Yeah, yeah. God, I'm pretty. All I got from For Honor was anger and sadness.
some of the most rageous times I've ever had on stream were in that game.
Some of the what? Sorry, what was the adjective?
Some of the times I have raged out the
Oh.
most on stream in the 10 years I've been streaming, we're playing For Honor. Because when that game came out, it had micro lag that was inconsistent. And that was insane. You would
Dude,
do the exact same thing against people and have different things. And I was like, don't get me wrong. If I screw up, I'm fine. But when there's like bugs and stuff, it's like on
I've
top of my own inefficient playstyle.
I have done, I don't know, hundreds of sponsored content throughout the 10 plus years I've been on this platform. The only thing I've ever said, I'm done, get me out of the contract, was for Honor. That was the only
Really?
one where I was like, I do not want
Wow.
to play this anymore. I am not having a good time. Get me out of this. And
I'm
the game
really
wasn't
mad.
even that bad. I was just fucking through the moon frustrated.
Somebody just said this in chat.
Until you found the shield bash where you would bash people up. Because I remember you started like,
Oh, that
I
was
can
fun.
do this.
Yeah,
That's right. Yeah. That's right.
He found his big hammer.
Yes.
That's what it comes
Yes,
down.
exactly.
But
Yes.
somebody said something interesting, and I could both totally see this and not see it because the first one is still actually active, but a For Honor 2
Sure.
would be interesting. And I think that could very well, like that would be very well received.
I think
That
so
would be very
too.
well received. That'd be a win.
Yeah. You mentioned Rainbow Six. That actually got them into some shit a while back, last week or maybe the week prior. We never talked about it. They announced like essentially a subscription for Rainbow Six, but it was only for MTX. It was something like $6 a month that you could sign up for. I don't think they've canceled it, but it was for like a battle pass, and like you get X amount of skins and X amount of like in-game currency for like a monthly subscription. And that fan base was not happy, and I don't think is is happy still at this point. They did not respond well to it whatsoever. So I'm curious if that gets tweaked at all or even mentioned in any of that show.
Everyone was booing in the convention center. It was insane.
Yeah, it happened at an esports event. I want to say they announced it at their like Rainbow Six esports event, and it didn't go over well.
And to be clear, were the cosmetics offered by that thing available to get in different ways in the game, or were they
I think it was only with
if
that.
you gave them money? Oh, see,
I think it
that's
was
the big
only
problem.
with that. Yeah.
I can see why they're pissed.
A season pass, a battle pass, a subscription, and this all comes with a full price game that does include a store. Yeah, game's still full price. So,
They
yeah,
were chanting wankers and booing so loudly you couldn't hear the video over the boos.
I didn't know that. I just know that like the online response was not good.
That's wild.
I might have to watch
Blue to my
that
chat
video.
just said that. That's great. Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch that, man. That's
I'll
wild.
have to check that out on my own. Yeah. And then that's Monday. And then next Wednesday, there's still a bunch of stuff that kind of has like maybes, and I think times are still getting adjusted for all that. The Black Voices in Gaming, the Dames for Games, the Stream for a Cause, the Upload VR Showcase, which is Upload VR is a like VR only, that wasn't clear, VR only website. And so that'll be a VR only title showcase. And then the Nintendo Direct, which they haven't said that they're going to do one of those yet. So
Myth Game Stream says Ubisoft still has the Division Heartland and Resurgence coming out. Didn't
they canceled Heartland, I thought.
They canceled Heartland.
Yeah.
Sorry to be the one to tell you if you were looking forward to that.
Yeah, Heartlands is dead. They announced
gone.
Assassin's Creed, and then in the same day, quietly canceled that game. Yeah.
But they are still working on Division 3.
Are they?
I think, didn't they mention that at some point?
Okay.
Am I tripping?
I don't know.
Pac-Man says they are still. Pac-Man, do you know where that was? Where was that announced? Did they actually? They've said that.
My chat's saying shareholders call.
Cool. Okay. I remember it was said, but I didn't know where.
Yeah.
Cool. Right on. That could be cool.
Yep.
Division fans have something to look forward to at least.
Yeah. So that's the list as of now. Stuff might get added. Stuff might get removed to this. We'll keep it updated in real time, and I'll check in with these two throughout the week. If anything is added, or if anything comes up schedule-wise that will coincide with any of this. But if you want to see what and who will be covering what, just go to jpedia.net, and that'll be there at the bottom. Feel free to share that, whatever. It's just a Google Doc that anyone can view. So,
what about Beyond Good and Evil 2? Brother, we don't even know if that project still exists.
Yeah. We saw that 2 years ago?
The project was super troubled for years, and then we got this really strange trailer, and then like another year and a half went by, and we learned information where it's like they were still trying to nail down the gameplay loop. Like they didn't know what they wanted the game to be yet. And then like that's the last thing we've heard of it, and that was like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So
I just watched a TikTok video of that. Of that fucking the booing and all that shit.
Oh God, is it bad?
It's fucking hilarious.
Jeez. Okay. Yeah, throw that in the Discord. I want to watch that.
Yeah, I got you.
By the way, Indie E3 is 11 a.m. on Tuesday. I have no idea what that is. Cohh will be there. Zeke, that's early for you. That coincides right with that's 10 a.m. my time. I could potentially be there. Zeke, are you? What is?
Oh,
Indie
hold on.
E3?
Hello Ben says the latest comments on Beyond Good and Evil 2 are that it is actually going in a good direction now. Could you tell me where you saw that? Because Avatar Aang said a few minutes later, I checked the website of Beyond Good and Evil 2 and the last news was 5 years ago. So that may be. Hello Ben says, wait, no, wrong franchise. Okay, we're good. All right. We're back to the beginning. Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I hadn't heard that. Where'd you see that?
I can't find any information about this Indie E3 thing.
Try Indie and then the number 3. Indie 3.
That the SEO on that is terrible. I guess because it's brand new. Is
Probably.
it? That's not it. The Norco Indie 3. That's a fucking bike.
That's Indie 3 on X.
I'm going to pass on that one, JP. You can cover that on your own. Wait, what time of day is there? Are they announcing the new bike?
You don't want to see the new bike announcement? Oh, the best indie game summer showcase 2024. 8 a.m. Pacific. There's only one title confirmed for it. Broadcast will feature the latest updates on over 180 current and upcoming independent games. What the fuck? 180 current and upcoming independent games. That's a lot.
180?
Yeah.
Maybe that's too many games.
How are they going to do that?
I don't have time for that. I don't have time for that many games.
I'm going to put it down as maybe.
I don't even want to know about that many.
Yeah, I'm going to put it down as
because
maybe.
Then it's just going to make me sad that I can't play 175 games.
That's a lot.
One game a minute would be 3 hours.
Holy shit. How do they do that?
They're going to have those trailers that show like 25 games at a time.
I guess.
You know what? I bet one of those games is like 100 mini games in a game.
Maybe. That's crazy.
Oh, like those old
That would
Action
actually be
52
funny.
packs?
Yes, yes. How awesome would that be? Okay.
Oh, God.
If they showed that game at the beginning and it was like 149 games for the price of one. Okay, anyway, let's keep going.
Oh, God. We'll see. I put it down as maybe. I'll try to find some more information and discuss with the two of you if we'll be covering. Cohh will be broadcasting at normal, so he might just tune in. That's real early for me, and I think that's real early for Zeke.
Pretty much my entire plans for SGF are Elden Ring or whatever I'm playing at the time and the shows we're doing now, and that's it.
Yeah.
The stream on the whole time.
Cool. Fuck, we've only got about 25 minutes left for everything else. There's not really been that much news this past week. We kind of covered the most of it.
Elden Ring's still good.
Elden Ring's
By
still
the way.
good. Yeah.
Still awesome.
The game is still early access. Cohh, I know you did a sponsored stream for it because I did as well. But
yes,
the Rogue Prince of Persia is hands down the best soundtrack of the year at this point.
Dude.
God, it's good. God, it's good.
God. It's just like the first song was good, and then it's like, oh, cool, we got two bangers. Then it's like by the third song, it's like, wait, I think we got a trend.
It's
like I think something's going on here. Oh man.
So good.
Oh,
they finally
so
it finally came out on like Spotify and Apple Music and all that stuff on the 31st, 3 days after the game announced. But it's by a Persian electronic music artist by, I think the name is Asadi, Asadi, and they're just every song's awesome. I was playing it at the start of the show. I'll play it when we're wrapping up and running commercials at the end of the show. Definitely check it out. The game. Still in early access. That was one of our bullet points that I think we had to mention. It's like, it's from the Dead Cell
It's a great
devs.
foundation.
It's a great foundation, and then they're going to be in early access for about a year. So I had a great time. I saw the content. I don't know if you did all the bosses, but
I don't think I did. I think I got to the second boss and died, and then I don't know if there's anything after the second boss. But quick note: Motion Twin made Dead Cells.
Right.
It was published by Evil Empire. Then Motion Twinned and Evil Empire made the Dead Cells DLC.
Okay.
And then Evil Empire has taken on the role of updating since then. So but I think the best way to say it is it's part of the team that made Dead Cells.
Yeah.
but they're not actually the Dead Cell devs.
Yeah. That's the granular information on it. The thing is like, oh yeah, Evil Empire made this, but exactly what you just said.
The reason I say that is because if you say this was made by the Dead Cell devs, you'll get about 55 actuallys in chat. So we might as well just do that right at the start. And now we're all on the same page.
Yep. No, I had the same thing happen.
Great.
For sure. Yeah, my only like real criticism of the game, and it's only because of what I like to see in art. I'm just not a fan of the art of the characters,
Yep.
but I understand why that's
so many
there.
times in chat.
Yeah, I understand why it's there because it's supposed to be evocative of that style of art, right? Like this is how that era depicted everything in their art, and it's very much a one-to-one of that. So I understand that. I'm just not the biggest fan. I love the design of everything else in the world, but character and whatever design is kind of like whatever for me. But gameplay was awesome. I loved everything about the gameplay, and the animation was smooth. And then the music just is a hard carry for everything in this game. So it's good. Zeke, I would say, as someone who's a fan of knowing how much you enjoy music and video games, you got to listen to the soundtrack. It's every song is incredible.
Someone linked the Prince of Persia original game soundtrack in my channel, so
Yes.
I'll check it out.
A couple of the cool things with this one. It has a very interesting upgrade system with the multiple medallion upgrade, where it not only matters what you get, but in what order you get it, which adds kind of a new spin to that. Also, the wall running thing is very cool. I definitely like the combat in there. I will say the music was incredible. I found the graphics okay. I found the design poor. And what I mean by that is the levels feel empty. And that may be because of early access, but like there would be times when the entire screen would have like brown background splash of wall you can run on the bottom left, nondescript thing here, and then just, you know, weird background blue everywhere else. Like it's not an attractive game.
Yeah.
When it comes down to like making it feel real and not just a platforming game. And I feel like Dead Cells did a great job of that. Dead Cells, like, you ran around in Dead Cells and it felt very organic and cool. This game feels very much just like levels in a game. Like there's no kind of organic, interesting stuff that made me feel immersed, and I was constantly being pulled out of the fact that it's just a platformer, you know? So I feel like that was a bit of a step back from Dead Cells.
Yeah.
Dead Cells did that really, really well. Now, maybe that's just because it's early access, and that's one of the things they're going to work on as it develops. I hope it is. Because if they do nail that, the gameplay was fantastic. Loved the gameplay. It was very good, and for that alone, I'll be playing it when it comes out.
Yeah. Yeah. Are the levels in this game randomly generated? Yes, they're procedurally generated. And so they are, it's, I think it's just like Dead Cells was, where it's like you do a level or two, or if you go out of a certain level, then you can always expect the boss to be right there in that type of situation. I think that's how Dead Cells, I didn't play too much Dead Cells, but my understanding is that's how it was set up. So this was what, 15, is it $15? I think the price is right.
Good.
Yeah.
Price is right. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Price is right.
It's good for that. And that's the Rogue Prince of Persia. Kind of weird that there's already another Prince of Persia, like 2D game.
Yeah, that is weird. And granted, one is a Metroidvania and one is a roguelite. So they are different, but they are very similar. It is a little weird. A little weird.
Yeah. Zeke, what have you been playing the past week? Anything of note you want to bring up?
I played. I've been playing Parasite EVE 2. That awesome. Gem from 2000. And it's not Parasite EVE 1. And that's my biggest complaint about it, is that it has way more gameplay, which it's weird to say, like, I didn't want that much gameplay. I wanted more weird ass, like, story, more mitochondria, less enemies, you know?
Yeah.
And it's okay. It's an old game. It's from 2000. Tank controls, survival horror, fixed cameras. So there's a lot of shit going against it that we've kind of, like, definitely, and for the better for everyone, moved away from. But it's still fun. It's still got its charms and stuff like that. The dialogue is still fucking funny as shit. But the first game had a lot more weird stuff happening, and this one just feels like just straight survival horror with, like, story on the back burner, or it takes a back seat to everything else, and that's
Sony in my
not why
chat
I
said
liked Parasite EVE 1, you know?
Parasite EVE 2 is less Parasite EVE and more Resident Evil.
Mm-hmm.
That sound right?
And not even that, like the puzzles come, like, I'm starting to get, like, a good amount of puzzles, whereas Resident Evil has them peppered throughout the game. This one was like just gameplay, and then, like, now towards the end of the game, they start giving you puzzles that are fun and, you know, challenging to figure out. But, like, throughout the game, not much of that.
Real quick, before we continue, also, I just want to thank you on behalf of the gaming community as a whole for the remakes of Parasite EVE 1 and 2 that we announced at SGF this year.
Yeah, thank you.
Man,
thank you.
I'd play the shit out of a Parasite EVE 1 remake. I don't know if I would play the shit out of a Parasite EVE 2 remake. I'll be honest with you.
Not bad. Huh?
It's just, it's like, it's not bad. It's just the charm that I felt for the first one. I do not feel any of that for this one.
Yeah.
Is the story good at least?
It's fine. The story is fine. I just wish they did more of that shit. It's like, I kind of like it to, like, Metal Gear. Like, Metal Gear in and of itself is a solid game, but without the direction and story of Kojima, it would not be the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, with all the dialogue and shit, it's like they took the Metal Gear out of Metal Gear, you know? Like the fun, like weird conversations that you have and shit like that. They just don't have that in this as much. But it's still solid, and I got a couple hours left, so I'll be finishing it probably Tuesday. Yeah, I'll be finishing it on Tuesday. So, and it's also like it was $100 to like find the hard copy for this fucking thing. It's a collector's item. It really is. So I feel like I have to finish it, you know, after I spent that much on it.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I would love to see it be remade. I would love to see particularly Parasite EVE 1 be remade. Because that shit was, and I hope they don't change the dialogue too much or the script or whatever, because that's why I liked it. I was hoping for more of the same, and I just didn't get it.
This is every time people are like, "Oh, I want to see more Dino Crisis." No, I want to see more of this. Like Parasite Eve was such a fucking vibe back in the day. It was so
when I was
cool.
younger. That whole thing with like the creativity of the mitochondria and how that thing worked, I was like,
you mean the powerhouse of the cell?
Are the best. I remember seeing that and being like, this is the coolest thing that's ever happened. Like games are the coolest thing ever. Like how like that was to this day it's still awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to see more of it. So
if you have not played Parasite Eve, you should definitely check it out, especially if you're a biology buff, because it does some really awesome things.
Yeah, and one thing I will say, like I was playing through the game, and they do have like little mini lore dumps, and you're seeing one right now, or at least in this room, like you examine the beds and you see like books on the shelves, and then you read some of the books and stuff like that. And while we were reading it, someone in my chat, like who is, you know, a biology, chemistry, something like that, knows a lot about it, was like, that's actually not wrong. And I was like, oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
Dude, when I was young and first played Parasite Eve, most of the stuff in Parasite Eve I learned about because I would play Parasite Eve and be like, like, is that real? And then I'd go like look it up and stuff. Like, oh yeah, it was awesome. Awesome. Loved it.
But I'm hoping, I'm just hoping the ending is going to be, at least, if it's not epic, maybe a neighbor, maybe across the street from epic. Like I'm really hoping they're going to have some just funky, weird shit that made me fall in love with the first game. And it's relatively short. So like, I mean, it's like 13 hours ish to go through the main story of the campaign on 2 discs.
Yeah. What's the last area, I guess, in the first one? Is it weird?
It's on a ship.
Oh shit.
God,
I don't remember.
The games kind of bleed together, so I don't remember if I'm remembering the first one being really fucking weird or the second one being really fucking weird.
Someone said it's a carrier, like an aircraft carrier ship.
Oh, okay. Then maybe I'm thinking of the second one. Anyway, I'll go check your. Yeah, does the Chrysler building mean anything?
Chrysler building's in the first one.
That's the first one. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
That's what I remember. Yeah, that was weird.
This one has 3 different settings. First one is in a building. Second one is in a desert town, and the third is in a facility, like an underground facility.
Okay, got it. Sounds good. As Cohh said, thanks for the upcoming announcement of the remakes of Parasite Eve 1 and 2.
You're welcome.
Parasite Eve Remastered is out, right?
Is it? I don't think they've remastered that stuff.
Release date, July 27, 2020. And it's available on the PS5. Yep.
Oh.
Parasite Eve Remastered is available now on the PS4 and PS5 if you have PS Now. Interesting.
Huh.
I totally missed that. It was in 2020. It's not a remake. It's a remaster. It's not a remake. A remaster. So it's probably the same game, just working on new systems and stuff. If you do want it, you can play it on your PS5. Yeah. It's kind of cool. I didn't know that.
Chat's saying those are just ports. It's an HD port, but it's called a remaster.
What do you think a remaster is?
Yeah. Okay. Dude, someone in my chat, correct him, JP. No,
I'm sorry. A remaster is literally an HD port in almost all cases. Like it's just it's to bring the game into the current day and age with new features and new resolutions and new stuff. Like you could argue it's just like porting it from the past to the current. Sure.
Yeah.
You're wrong and you should feel bad.
Oh God, the dog's What else?
Okay.
Anything else the two of you been playing?
Want to talk about the difference between a remaster and a reboot, guys? And
Do
a
that
remake?
real quick. I gotta let the dog in. That's a great
No.
segue.
Okay.
Go ahead, I'll be back. Tell everyone about it, Cohh. I just need like 30 seconds.
Okay, I'll get started right now.
So have you just been playing Elden Ring? Is that like taking up all your stream time?
Oh, EverQuest. Oh, you mean right now or during the stream?
Yeah, on stream.
Oh, on stream. Elden Ring.
Your
Elden
stream.
Ring. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
Right now you're playing EverQuest.
Right now I'm playing EverQuest. Wait, don't. He's back. Quiet.
I'm back.
Hey, what's up, man? So anyway,
Hey,
that's
don't
the
tell
difference between a reboot, a remaster, and a...
Fantastic. I'm glad we got that.
Thank you for
covered.
TLDRing it for us.
Yeah.
It was very nice. You could have gone on for hours, but you curtailed it just in time for JP to come back.
I'm glad we got that covered. Yeah. Good job.
Oh, there is another game I was playing that I want to talk about.
Let's hear it.
Did I talk about Star Trek Resurgence last week?
Briefly. Yeah.
I did. Okay, because I went back and finished it.
Yeah. Did you like?
I have two.
I know the ending of that
Fucking
game.
awesome for Star Trek fans.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Oh
I
yeah,
saw your
it's made
tweet.
it's got a lot of Telltale on it because of a couple of the devs from Telltale like helped make this game. So like, it's got that, but it's not just dialogue and choices and stuff like that. There is some like little gameplay things, mini games here and there. But man, goddamn, it was so fun to going back and remembering all the references, like in all the, you know, the stock Star Trek things. Because the game takes place like 2 years after the events of Star Trek Nemesis, which was the last TNG movie. So it's like right in there.
Yeah.
And it was fantastic. If you're a fan of DS9, Voyager, or TNG, you'll like this game, I'm sure. And they're you could tell the people who made it big fans of Star Trek. So
Nice.
Awesome.
Nice.
I got two.
Yep. Let's hear it.
Okay, first of all, I finished Stellar Blade.
Okay. What do you think?
The game is f***ing awesome, dude.
Okay.
Like,
It picks up.
The last section is fantastic.
Okay.
Like fantastic. Like fantastic. Like I'm sad that so many people slept on this game. I feel like Twitch just passed it by. Like
I
it
definitely
is
think Twitch passed it by. Yeah.
It is a really, really solid game. Like the combat was great. The boss design is awesome. The story was kind of easy to call, but had some fun twists and turns. And I mean, it was enjoyable all the way to the end. It has a final cutscene that makes you be like, oh, you know, like it's got a lot of things that really work for it.
Yeah.
And
I
they've
can't
already
wait
said
for
it's
it
coming to
come out.
PC.
That's what I want.
They've already said
I want
it's
on
coming to PC. I might even play it again, to be honest.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I gotta be
There's-
honest. I follow the Stellar Blade, the official Stellar Blade account. They have the easiest job in the world because you know what they do? They just retweet images that people have taken photos of that character in different outfits.
Oh, yeah.
And that's their entire social media game.
That's it.
And every tweet is massive because people are like, God damn.
Yeah. And
as
not
Cohh said, this game is fantastic with a capital ass.
capital ass. Which is a really interesting thing because like we had this discussion a lot during it. Like, what would have happened if it wasn't a game that was super hypersexualized? If there's so few times that I really fundamentally truly wish I could like go back in time and do something differently just to see what would happen. I'm so curious.
Yeah.
Because there's so many wildly concrete opinions on both sides where they're like, oh, the only reason it's selling well is because of the sex. Or, oh, no, it would have sold 10 times more copies if it had gone mainstream without all that, you know, softcore pornography. And it's like, I personally, like, I see both sides. I think they both make sense, but it makes me wonder, like, is that one of the reasons that, like, mainstream doesn't seem to be taking it seriously? Like, as an actual, really good, foundationally gameplay, awesome design game? Or is it like, or is it that why? Is that why it's selling well? Is it selling well just because of the butt? Is that why? Like, I don't know, and I wish I had that information so badly.
I mean, whenever that game does get released on PC, the mods will probably be absurd, and they will probably absurd, awesome, whatever you want to throw in there.
Yeah.
And they will probably sell a lot of copies because of that as well. I also think you have to consider the fact that it's PS5 exclusive. Typically, those games don't sell unless you're first party and like, a God of War or whatever. They don't sell that well.
This guy this guy got me in the last half here. He goes, no, Cohh, see, the butt gets people in the door, but it's that ass that gets them to stay. No, see, that I liked where you were going with that at the beginning, but the ending, you're not wrong, but I mean, don't get me wrong. The thing that makes me wonder that is like, I love the model. It's great. I love the outfits. They're great. It's all awesome. Don't get me wrong. But it's weird when you're playing a game and there's a serious moment or serious thing going on that's actually really cool. And then you just find yourself randomly cracking a joke about her ass, or like the camera looks funny and all of a sudden you're at side boob, or like something happens and then all of a sudden you're just like completely drawn out of the moment.
It's like any game that you can do character creator and you make him like this fucking like mutant face or something, and you're talking to someone who like, and then my mother died, and then it goes to your character, you're like,
yeah, exactly. No, thank you. Just what Zeke said is exactly what I'm talking about, and I feel like the sexuality in the game does a lot of that. I feel like the game and the world and the monsters and the story and all this stuff is so cool, and then all of a sudden like the hypersexual stuff and my ADHD gets drawn into it like a moth to flame, and like maybe that's just a commentary on what I focus on, but I'm just saying that affected my gameplay experience, and I do wonder what it would have been like if that wasn't there.
Yeah.
And I wonder what it would have been like on a public level if that wasn't there. The amount of people that I know took one look at Stellar Blade and immediately wrote it off because of the sexual stuff. That I know those people actually love these types of games.
Sure.
That's the thing that really makes me wonder.
The other thing too, and I don't know who you're referencing, but if those people are streamers, they might have just wanted to stay the fuck away from the game because of all the controversy around it. Because that was a whole other thing that was a pain in the ass regarding that game. Was all the fucking bullshit and luggage that came with it.
But yeah, the thing that I'm shouting from rooftops, just to be clear, is like there is a huge amount of game in Stellar Blade. And I would have fundamentally loved this game if there was not a single ass in sight. It's like, that's how good the base game is. And that's like the take home message I hope people get from this.
I'm calling bullshit on that one.
I'm telling you, dude, the game is good. It's a damn good game. It's a damn good game. Like it's just a decent action adventure game, 100%.
Yeah.
No, like, this may sound like a joke, but I swear to God, I'm not joking.
Okay.
The reason I picked up Nier Automata was because I saw some screenshots and I was like, yeah, that's a character I can get behind. And then I saw it and I was like, and then I played it and I was like, oh fuck, this is a good game. Shit.
Oh man. All right.
That's
Cohh, what was the other game?
Other one, Soulmask. I did a sponsor stream with Dan's Gaming for a game called Soulmask. And this is an early access survival game. I know, right? Just about as fun as 5-player hero shooter.
Yeah.
But this one is not only pretty far along the early access thing, but it's doing some great, interesting new things with QOL. It has a relatively, it's got a huge amount of content already in the game. It's got this mask system where you are a character that wears this mask, but there's tons of NPCs everywhere. They have all of their own stats and perks. They can have their own special moves, and later you get the tech to move your mask to there. And when you put your mask on them, you become them. So like the mask transfers your player's consciousness into them. And you can bring them along as like companions. You can outfit them. They have their own little micro AIs. So you can like put them in a base and tell them like, I want you to harvest all these resources at this rate. Or you can put a marker on the map and be like, harvest all resources around this map. They can man different like crafting things and do all of that by themselves. It's very Rimworldy, the way that they do the people. And it's very cool how they do that. So for instance, like just to give you an idea of what I'm talking about, there's tons of QOL in this game. And it's all great QOL. Like, in fact, there's QOL in this game I haven't seen in other survival games, which was really cool. And I put a chest down, and I was like, let's see if we can craft from the chest. And sure enough, I couldn't. And I was like, oh man, like, I can't believe they have all this amazing QOL, but we can't craft from chest. And then chat was like, no, keep looking around with the mechanics. So there was a chest with wood in it, and I had a crafting thing that needed wood. I could assign an NPC to the unit, and he would then go get the stuff from the chests, bring it back, make the item, and then put it back.
Oh,
so like
okay.
all of the QOL I wanted was actually in the game's mechanics instead of like just in my face. And apparently that's how like a huge amount of the game is. I looked into it a little bit more after stream, and you can set up entire production lines.
It's
with
kind
your
of
NPCs.
Factorio or whatever, right?
Oh yeah. So, and it's very Power Worldy, where you can have like outposts.
Power World,
then
yeah.
you can set up NPC caravans to move your resources between your outposts, but they can be attacked. So you may have to put outposts between them to make the caravan go in weird directions around enemy camps and stuff. There's a lot to this.
Does it have the same like Power World mechanic where you have to pick up your followers and then throw them at the thing?
I have not yet explored what I can do with my followers.
Okay.
But it does seem like there's a lot you can do with your followers. There's an entire like follower screen, and then each of them has like 9 sub windows, and then there's like a job queue. So you can like define a custom job, which will then become a line in their queue, and then you can do another one and then drag them around to like decide their order and like all sorts of stuff. And you can do that for each person in your clan.
Nice.
So yeah, it's a game that like by the time I was done with the sponsor stream, I was like, this is awesome. There's clearly a lot of content in here. I know I'm not going to touch this right now because I do not have time for it, but I will absolutely be playing that game on release.
Awesome.
If you are looking to put time into an early access builder, like if you've done all the other ones and you're looking for your next one, you should check out Soulmask for sure.
Cool. And that's PC only at the moment, right? There's no.
I do need to add though, it is early access.
Okay.
It does feel a little indie. There are bugs. They're still working on stuff. Obviously it's not a complete game, but what's there's pretty damn good.
Nice. My one little quick game that I want to throw in, Zeke, you definitely need to play this game. I don't know if it's a game for stream though.
Skald.
There's a lot of reading in Skald, but the writing is fucking very, very well done. It felt like I was just having a DM like read to me. And the game felt like I was just playing Dungeons and Dragons. It's a fantastic game. It's also, as you can see on the screen, very evocative of like that era of games. And it's a homebrew system, so it uses like a 2d6 system. It's called Skald, Skald. I think it's like $15.
No,
right now.
I got so many people like suggesting it, and I think I might have fucked up on it.
What does that mean? How did you fuck up on it? Did you just forget?
Is there another game called
No,
Skald or
no.
something?
It's Skald, and I got it mixed up with Sworn.
Okay.
Yeah, because one of them we're doing a thing for, and then one of them I'm not. So I was like, I told people on Saturday, on Indie Saturday, I was like, that's the reason why I'm not playing Skald right now, because it was suggested a lot, but I have a thing. I don't have a thing for this one. No.
That's why I played this, is because I had a thing for this one. I wouldn't have played it otherwise, because it's just outside my wheelhouse. But I'm glad I did, because it felt like I was just playing D&D. I mean, that you get like a giant text blurb like that that's very descriptive and evocative. Yeah. And from what I can tell, I played 2 hours. I got the first like adventuring buddy. Pretty sure I just got him killed because I chose wrong. So I don't think he comes back with what I chose.
Okay.
So it seems like choices actually matter, which is always fun. I was also playing on hard. I recommend that for you, Zeke, only because it's hard and like it basically bumps all your rolls up to be much higher. And I think there's a little bit of like weighting to the dice rolls, but yeah, it's very good. You should check it out.
It's funny that you mentioned that, because like I went looking for my like it in my emails, like was that the right one and stuff like that. Apparently, Raw Fury was like, "Hey, we got a couple new games coming out, one of which is called Here's Your Key," and I'm like, Oh, it's like okay. I got a key in there. It's all good.
Yeah, yeah. It's good. It's definitely worth checking out.
I
Especially
played
if you're
a
a
Skald
D&D.
in Dark Age of Camelot, and it was awesome.
That's where I knew that name from, was
Thought I'd
Skald
throw
in
that out
Dark
there.
Age.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, that's
I played
why
a
I
troll
knew that
Skald,
name.
and he was badass. Yeah.
You got
That was one of the
giant troll
coolest
skull.
MMO classes I think I ever played.
It is
I
great.
love Skald.
Yeah.
It was like a super mobile, like
You had to have him
aggro
in.
bard.
You had to have him in
Yeah.
your eight-man PvP groups because they were the only ones with speed. And don't get me started on Dark Age. We got to end the show. 'Cause we're over. Let's do some shout outs, and then SGF starts this week. So we'll see you guys on all that stuff. But Zeke, before all of that, what do you got going on? Where can people check you out?
Yo, what's up, everybody? Thank you guys for being here. Oh, okay, good. I know that if you were here last week, I just want to let you guys know that I said I was going to do an RP show. The person who was going to GM that later today had an eye appointment and they need to rest their eyes. So that is going to be postponed. Jack LaFear's 100-month sub appreciation stream, which happened to be a TTRPG that we did character creation. So that's moved. So nothing for later today, nothing for tomorrow, because Monday's usually my day off. But Tuesday, I might have a thing. And then after the thing, we'll be finishing up Parasite EVE 2. And then maybe we check out Skald this week at some point, because I don't have a thing for that. So I'm on, I broadcast every day at 1 p.m. Eastern, Tuesday through Saturday. So if you want to come check me out, thank you for being here. Ezekiel the Third, all spelled out, or excuse me, Ezekiel the Third _ III on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube. Ezekiel the Third, all spelled out on Instagram and TikTok. Man, my brain just went. Sorry, that's it.
It happens.
Done.
Enjoy your
I was gonna
time
say-
off.
I was gonna say, how many times have you said that? Like,
1 billion,
Anyway.
and it just like went mush in my head.
I hear you, man. As always, a big thanks to JP and Zeke. Hi, my name is Cohh. You will find me playing a lot of Elden Ring this week as we get fully prepared for our big full completion run of the DLC later this year. We're doing a low kill run currently, a Colladin, where I'm giving 10 subs every death and 100 subs every 10 deaths. And it has been a ride. So I hope you join us for that. We'll be continuing that this week as we get everything ready. Also, quick note, I'm just going to shout this out real quick. I know a lot of you guys are excited for SGF coming up this week. I have a mobile app on my channel at cohh.tv/app, and it sends notifications to your phone. I've already had somebody say, Cohh, I hate your app normally, but I downloaded it so I know what all the SGF stuff is this weekend. It's like, cool. So if you want to get notifications pushed to your phone, like a little push notification, like, this show is happening right now, and then you just click it and it goes to my stream, and then you can go to whichever stream you actually prefer. Then you can download that mobile app at cohh.tv/app and then uninstall it when SGF is done. Or you can just customize notifications in there. But anyway, that's about it. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you all soon, and see you at SGF.
Fantastic. Yeah, we'll see you later this week. I'm currently in the summer of sponsorships. Doing a sponsor right after this. We're going to be checking out Ghost of Tsushima on the PC thanks to NVIDIA. So if you want to come by immediately after this show, feel free to stop by. We're checking out the game for 2 hours. Tomorrow, we got a Battlefield sponsor. Myself, Gassy, Bruce, and Sir Lawrence are going to be checking that out. And then Tuesday, which is typically my day off, is not, because Destiny's dropping their brand new expansion, which I'm very excited for, and also have another sponsored stream. So we'll do all that, and then we roll straight into SGF. I guess my green screen's messed up. I guess starting on Wednesday. I'll have to take a look at all that stuff. But yeah, busy start of June, and it stays busy throughout the month, really, with all the different games coming out. We got Destiny, we got SGF, then we got Elden Ring, we got Final Fantasy at the end of the month, and I might be moving again in July, so it's just all this. Yeah, it's
Wow.
After getting all that stuff taken care of, you're gonna move again.
yeah. Fuck these people.
Apparently I've seen the tweets. Apparently the new landlords are garbage. What?
Legally, I shouldn't say anything else.
Okay. I see we were at the legally I should stage. Okay,
Yes,
great.
yes,
Okay, we're good.
That's correct. That's
We're good.
correct.
We're good.
That's it for now. Thank you both for joining us, and thanks everyone for watching. We'll be back with SGF this week. Make sure to tune in. We're out. Enjoy. Have a good one. Bye-bye.